Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of Freedomly Dark and the Multiverse of the Master Mage. That was our big story arc last year, and as you all know, during my time with the Hunchback of Notre Dame, we took a little bit of a mid-season break because I was losing my mind and I had to go do the thing. But we will be returning to this story very soon, so I figured we'd take some time to talk about what happened the last time our heroes got together, and we'll talk about what's coming up next and do a little bit of some Session Zero stuff because we're going to go somewhere weird to save a chicken. Yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing today. If you don't know, this is the Untold Stories Project. We do actual plays for all sorts of role-playing games, a lot of Mutants and Mastermind stuff, but we like to shine a spotlight on games that don't get the love that they deserve. And if you didn't know, we have a partnership with Norse Foundry. If you head over to Norse Foundry and pick up some metal dice, you can use the code USP to get 10% off your order. So that's all I want to chat about before we jump into things. Why doesn't everybody go ahead and introduce yourself and who you're playing and what you've been up to for the last couple of months? And I'll start with Calvin since he's next to me.
Okay. Well, hey everyone. I'm Calvin. Usually on Freedom League Dark, I will be playing Bowman, the agile archer with the awesome array of arrows. Uh, that's
A
that.
little
That was
rusty, huh?
Whoa!
Oof. Oh no!
I saw you think about it really hard.
When we're back in the swing of things,
This
I'll
is sort
have
of a talkback session, but for Kat, it's also a back talk session.
it.
How many times have you said that, Calvin, do you reckon?
How many episodes are there?
A lot.
It did take him a little bit to get that one set up and be like, oh yeah, that's going to be the way I say it every week.
Look, it was 30 below. Things are a little frozen right now, right? Just tell me.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, they're just cold
We're
as
blaming
balls.
Canada for the polar vortex too. So
the great frozen north.
Yeah, it is
Canada.
frigid out here.
I walked 3 miles in that shit today. I'm over it.
Yeah, no, it's certainly glove weather right now.
I had a hat on too, not just gloves. No scarf though, just gloves and a hat.
I love the fact Calvin's definition is cold as I had put on gloves.
hey,
Oh, Canada.
Well, the pockets just aren't working right now.
This
What
pocket's
was I
just
up
ain't
to the
pocket.
last
Yeah,
few
I want
months?
that.
I don't
I want
know.
that on a T-shirt.
Oh my god, let him finish his introduction.
You see how
I don't
Kat
know.
tried to
What-
gaslight us right now? Like she wasn't the one who interrupted him first?
Yeah, I did
Listen,
notice
there was
that.
like such a long pause after he said it that like I had to say something.
Can you tell that this group hasn't been together for a little bit, people? Because this is what happens.
Hi, Warden. How are you
Yeah.
doing tonight?
So yeah, what else were you saying? Like what I've been up to in the last few months?
Yeah, what you been doing?
I mean, as far as people on the USP channel know, I've been playing some Baldur's Gate.
We've been rumbling.
And doing various other things. And oh yeah, I did run that Lancer one shot. That was definitely not a one shot.
Well, I think it's
Um,
great that your creativity expanded to fill too much space, Calvin.
Yeah, I can no longer call you out on it at all. So I will leave it to everybody else.
I was so happy that you got Turkey Door out there, your turkey kaiju.
Oh, that I was actually really happy about. I had to break the game rules a bit to make it work, but I got my three-headed turkey, and each head spit some different element, and it was a pretty fun battle. So definitely go check that out if you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's live on YouTube right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I've done up to anything that interesting other than stuff on the Win with Dice channel. If you are on YouTube, please check out that channel because we have gaming streams and tabletop RPG podcast, and we've actually got some very fun stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks. If you're into the Lancer RPG,
Ooh,
I won't say what, but it will be out soon.
interesting.
But that's all I can think of. So looking at the stream layout, I'm gonna pass it over to Jonesy.
Hey everybody, I am Jonesy. I normally play Mortis, our Living Dead guy. Cue the Rob Zombie here. And yeah, he's the master of the underworld and the guarding the crossroads. So as far as what I've been doing during this break and hiatus and stuff, we ran a little Cthulhu Awakens Halloween thing event. That was the last thing I ran on stream. Other than that, I have been living and breathing Cthulhu Awakens. I am the VTT product manager for Green Mountain, and so I've been diligently toiling away to make it converted over for a full compendium for Roll20, which is coming out later this week.
Oh yeah, it is.
So
And it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday today.
and it's Wednesday already, so you do the math. So
Ooh,
yeah, yeah. So it's been a lot, but I've had some awesome help from some of the team members, and other than that, we also released a Mutants Masterminds adventure recently for Roll20. So whatever happened to the next gen is now on Roll20 as well. So which is pretty cool. And yeah, that's pretty much what I've been living and breathing and doing. When I haven't been doing that, I've made a couple of notes here and there for some stuff I want to write for possibly stream and or con season. So with that, I'm kicking it over to Kevin.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kevin, the artist formerly known as Yellow Namebar. Wait, we all got that going. I am normally Overdrive, although I missed most of season 2 due to schedule conflicts. I sort of made a little surprise appearance right before the break, and then a little holiday one shot or two as a player and a GM. And other than that, I've been taking up space and consuming resources because that's what I do. Just because she's totally not ready, I'm going to kick it around the corner to Kat. Kat, wake up.
The artist formerly known as Yellow Bar killed me.
That's
And
my
then I just
name.
tried to recover for the rest of the time you were talking.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Hi, I'm Kat. The one who talks and roasts and laughs way too much on the stream. I usually play Centuria on this stream, but tonight I'm playing myself, unfortunately for you all. Yeah, and what have I been doing? I've been working a bunch. I worked a lot in December. I played in Jonesy's cool Halloween stream, and it was a blast, and there were bean ghosts and all kinds of crazy stuff going on in there. So if you haven't watched that, you totally should. And I'm very, 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 very excited to be back with these amazing people. They're some of my favorite people to play with ever. So this should be a blast. Yeah. And I guess I'll kick it over to Deuce.
Howdy, everybody. I'm the Deuce. I am the twin pop to Kevin's Flintstones push pop of the Untold Stories Project.
Wow.
Yeah, go for the classics. For funsies, in this particular instance, I'm playing Gator Man, but over the break, I've played in several one-shots and made several of these people go, why do we keep inviting this schmuck? And then other people go, that was kind of funny, but don't tell Wiki. So yeah, it's been a wonderful time. And we're down to one last person. Andy, take it away.
Hey everyone, I'm Andy. For Freedom Elite Dark, I play Resonant, our resident gem mage. During the off time from Freedom League Dark, I played in a couple of one shots or limited series. I got to fight Turkey Dora and take its last head. I got to run Power Rangers and introduce a couple of people on the stream to some very animated mecha dinosaurs. And then I got to play a really fun Street Fighter game that we still have to finish. But if you're interested in that, that should be over on our YouTube channel. Oh, and I was also over on Goblin Cave TV, which is one of our other streaming sites that we kind of partner with on occasion. They come raid us. We hang out with them. Where I got to play Casey Jones in a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game that was using the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles rules from back in the 80s. So that was a lot of fun to do that. We were we're a bit more violent than I was expecting it to be, but you know, it was all good. With that, I will pass it back up to Alex.
No, wait, I have one more name to do.
Too late. I know it's mine, so
I continue to exist.
Not Kevin also.
Wow. Man, these people are. I forgot about the cutthroat nature of this business.
you did.
Old agents to know what you're setting in.
Denial, denial, denial.
Mhm.
Not just a river in Egypt.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I'm Alex. I play everybody who's not them, usually. Occasionally I make them play people who aren't them also, but for the most part, I have been the asshole formerly known as Adrian Eldritch this season. But as for what I've been up to the last couple months, I was in Hunchback of Notre Dame, so I got to sing and set people on fire and slut shade them. It was pretty cool.
None of that was even part of the play. That was the best thing.
I have been slowly recording a playthrough of Emerald City Nights over on Rem Alternus' channel with some other players. I recently hung up my shingle at Start Playing to be hired as a professional GM. We had our first Patreon actual play with the Legends of Tomorrow game that Ward and Maximus got to play in, which was a ton of fun. And Calvin's also a patron, so Calvin, you got to play too.
Yay.
And I've been playing Anson over in Something in the Dark, and yeah, lots of stuff. I ran the Harley Quinn game at Andy's house for Andy and Kat.
That was bonkers, I will
That was
just
fun.
say.
I was also an annoying child there. I played it very well, just like I do when I play Mysterious Boy.
Yeah, then I did a lot of writing. I've written a lot of blog posts the last couple of months. I've done a lot of work in my book. I've organized something that's coming up I'm really excited about that I haven't released yet, so I'm not going to talk about that. Yeah, I've been busy. I've been doing a lot. Like a lot. But I say let's start talking about Freedomly Dark. Talk about what happened, and then we'll talk about what is going to happen. So, last year, we began our sequel to Netherwar. We headed into Season 2 of Netherwar, basically, but we wanted to call it something else because it wasn't a Netherwar anymore. It was something completely different. So we went with Freedomly Dark in the Multiverse of the Master Mage because Adrian Eldritch is a problem, I decided, between seasons. And I mean, a little bit at the end of the last season. He was also sort of a jerk at that. But our heroes, they reassembled after a few months away. Everybody but Overdrive, who was on his journey across the country to figure out what it is to be a hero or be himself again, and make some time just to be with Tracy. Kevin, you want to tell us anything fun that Overdrive got up to while he was away from everybody else?
Well, I kind of don't want to spoil any surprises for what's going to sort of pop out in the narrative.
Oh my god, do you have a child?
Wow.
It'd be very
I mean-
flashlight of him.
Technically.
Yeah.
They grow up.
Yeah,
so fast.
technically. Actually, yeah, technically he does have a child.
Well, yeah, since I've been Wally Wested once already, like, let's just keep that going.
Head over to Heroes of Tomorrow if you don't know what we're talking about.
I mean, I wanted to sort of, do the walkabout development thing in the right way. Didn't want to, J. Michael Straczynski that mess. And so, yeah, I mean, there's been some character growth, which probably will be completely undone as, Centuria just comes crashing in like a bull in a china shop. But, oh, I just threw Cat under the bus. I'm sorry. No, so hopefully Overdrive has grown up a little. It's hard, you want to keep those wacky speedsters, at their lovable, chaotic best, but then after enough seasons, you just got to grow a little bit. So we'll see more of that on screen. Hopefully less angst driven, but Alex is our trauma specialist, so we'll see how that turns out.
I'm sure
I
there
do
will be
kind of
any-
have.
I don't think anything bad's going to happen in the back half, actually. I think you guys are going to have
of
the
course
easiest
not.
time.
Yeah. I have some interesting ideas too for our first stop as we resume with Overdrive sort of being a little against the grain, as it were. Again, I don't want to spoil too much, but that's kind of what I envision happening, and you'll just have to tune in the coming weeks to figure out exactly what I mean by that.
Something shady.
Why has it got to be shady all the time?
I'm just suspicious.
You're always shady.
You're a speedster. It's what you do.
Wow. Okay. There's enough speedster hate going on around here.
Only
16
ever
minutes
comes
in? Yeah.
from Deuce's box. It just radiates out of there.
Deuce really hates speedsters for stealing one of their jobs.
Yeah, you know.
Is that what it is?
They took our job. Wait, no, that's not how that works.
Yeah, but our heroes reassembled after some time away to work on themselves, work on life, and they realized very quickly at the end of Another War that there was going to be an issue. So they worked alongside a multiversal crew of people to put together what's called the Nerean Point, which is a combination of the Nerean Nexus, the Tower of Fate, the Sanctum Sanctorum, and Club Tartarus from Titan City. So a big conglomerate of weird multiversal magical dimensions all coming together.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, it's probably going to be fine.
It's not.
No, it's not. But then our heroes set off on their multidimensional journey, heading off to Anti-Earth first, which is the Earth where where the heroes are villains and the villains are heroes, and Sophie's not so bad.
Whoa, that's a bit of a stretch.
Wasn't.
Yeah.
Was not so bad. Yep. Yeah, that was so I wrote this down in my notes as Adrian's first party foul.
First of many.
No. Pretty
I
sure
think
the
one stands out more than others.
pretty sure
Wait,
the
Looks at
first part.
Jonesy.
First of many.
Yeah.
Why does
I-
Jonesy keep winking at me? I don't know.
But yeah,
Pretty sure
that's
this is the first party foul that we know of, that we were witness to, not the
Right.
first, because the first overall is all of this madness.
yeah. But yeah, so yeah, they headed off. They teamed up with a team of usually they're villains. General Acosta was there as the gem mage of Lafandi. The Arctic Fox was there as sort of the bowman analog. And Sophie was there as their 7. She was the master mage of Anti-Earth Prime, which was a cool thing to experience. And the conflict of that world was that the Centuria of that world went a little nuts when her resident passed away and decided to impose fascist martial law on everyone. And our heroes worked with the villains to try to overthrow that. Centuria, how was that for you, having to deal with a rogue Centuria for the first time?
It was sort of interesting for me to see because it was like if you took my Centuria and just sort of pushed her a little bit farther. And like I could actually see that being something that had happened with my Centuria. I'm glad that it didn't, but it was sort of fun to see. I guess I shouldn't say fun, but it was sort of fun to see that what she would be like if she just went full evil, you know?
It was really
'Cause-
considerate of Una to kill everybody else all at once instead of giving you a
Right.
chance to go evil like that.
Definitely. Like, who would have known what would have happened immediately afterwards if she had just killed everybody that Centuria loved, but then left Earth as it was, you know? So I almost feel like that is what we got to see.
Yeah.
She had 10 years to calm the fuck down. So it was interesting.
And she's still only this calm.
Hey, that's a lot of alone time to come back and your husband's, married to somebody else or whatever,
How dare he?
dating somebody else. I don't think you guys are married.
I found it interesting to be such an even kill character that there was an anti-Gator man, and our response to each other was "Sup."
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, I
We
guess
good,
we
we good.
did sort of skip the new addition to our team before you all left. Daedalus headed down to an Aegis prison where he recruited Gatorman for this mission because the Gatorman has the unique ability to sniff through the multiverse. He's able to use his nose to track down people across dimensional lines. So he's been sort of the anti-hero bloodhound who's not really that much of an anti-hero.
even keel.
Yeah, he's been real chill, except for the food that he served Resonant that was too spicy for Resonant.
I think Resonant enjoyed having her boundaries expanded a little bit.
Hot, too hot, hot.
But yeah, Kevin, Deuce, how have you been finding being a part of Freedomly Dark and joining into the chaos and madness?
Interesting. More so when Resonant forgets I'm around there, and then I get the third wheel and the very personal talks with other team members. That's always fun. But no, it's been a lot of fun dragging people, because if you don't have those ready built connections to the party, you either make them yourself by dragging, kicking, and screaming a la karaoke, or you just play opposite of what they're used to. Just add that to it. So it's been fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've had a great time with you joining the cast. It's been really awesome, Deuce. Bowman, how did you feel about getting to hang out with a Sophie who is probably not the worst?
Yeah, a combination of two people that Bowman has fallen pretty hard for. Yeah, it was I feel like in retrospect he probably would have he probably should have understood the temporary nature of it, especially with all the other Earths they had to go visit. But yeah, it was a again, I don't know if fun is the right word, but especially coming fresh off the heels of, what our Sophie did in our universe and how that like almost terminated the entire universe, having to bump into another Sophie who was looking at this other Bowman and thinking about, the terrible things that universe's Bowman did to her and to the rest of the world. Yeah, it was fun to have that dynamic to play off of, just for a bit.
Yeah, sorry
Yeah,
about that.
yeah, no, well, there was a bit in there where I think Bowman was kind of flashing back to like the good old days with him and Seven, but now he's like older and more experienced and has like the Sophie experience. So yeah, he was mixing those two memories. He was in it pretty hard as much as he tried to deny it. I think that was pretty obvious to everybody.
I don't know what you're talking
And
about.
then,
Forget therapy door.
oh, of course. Yeah,
Therapy door.
I actually have been wondering who's taking care of that little pocket dimension, because I think that was her job.
That was her job.
And we
Must
had
be
imprisoned
surprising.
someone there, didn't we?
We did imprison someone there, didn't we?
Oh, okay. This sounds like it's a problem for a later kind of answer.
That's future Bowman's problem.
Yeah.
No, nobody ever gets out of prison. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay.
You deal with the villain one time and then they're gone forever. Comic book rules.
Yeah, comic book rules. That's exactly what those are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, while we were in Anti-Earth Prime, we got to meet Alpha, who was the opposite of Omega, who was not from the Terminus. He was from Genesis, is what I called it. I'm pretty sure. I had to double check my notes.
Yeah.
But,
Yes.
and Alpha had a really interesting connection with Centuria, where Alpha was able to remove her Omega brand and replace it with an Alpha symbol, which took away her weakness to magic and the constant
God.
pain.
That sucked.
Yeah, having a weakness to magic in a magic campaign is kind of rough, isn't it?
Yeah. Just having to take a days every single time I got a bruise was not fun.
It's like building a fire wizard and then being sent to the plane of shadow.
Dang.
Sorry, I'm not better.
That's specific.
I didn't do that to you.
No,
That
you
sounds like
didn't.
that's a real
You
thing.
didn't. But out there somewhere, hopefully Bill's spine is curling as he feels the dagger twist.
There was also something that happened during this story arc. So I'm going over the notes that I wrote down from my notes on Roll20, which are not always comprehensive. I know Bowman had a trial to prove his worthiness to some strange entity, and there was a trial related to all of the heroes, but I don't remember why or
We
who
were
that
trying to get
entity
the book.
was.
We were trying to get access to the
Source book.
Tommen did
the
it.
source book again.
That's right. Good. So
also
I
had
did
Tooth
put that in the right
Bowman.
order then.
Yeah, I
In
was just
that universe.
trying to catch up to.
What was that, Cap?
We had Tooth Bowman.
We did. We had
Or
the
whatever the
Yeah,
no.
the poet.
we had the
Yeah.
bowler.
It's
molar
of
it's a
tooth.
folder.
The molar of tooth.
Kevin, you missed so much.
Yeah, that was.
I'm hearing. Yes.
Yeah, wait, no, you should know about that because that was your fault.
Yeah. This,
Okay, just because Alex said it's my fault doesn't mean it's actually my fault. You know
It
how that
this
works,
one,
explicitly
right?
this one
was.
is your fault because you punched Bowman so hard back in Nether War he lost a tooth in the terminus.
I did?
Yeah,
Mhm.
before I was
Yes.
playing
Yeah.
Bowman.
Yeah, it was before Calvin was there.
Okay, see, that's not fair.
I think Jonesy was playing Bowman.
I was
at that point,
Bowman at
wasn't
the
he?
time.
Yes,
I was
Yeah,
Bowman
yes.
so
at
you
that
punched
point.
Jonesy.
Because
Rude.
yeah, because I was playing the Bowman just because I was hoping Alex run because he had 1,001 characters, and
Mhm.
so I was running Bowman, and everyone was grumpy because Bowman was super effective against the supers with superpowers because, well, Calvin and I know how to play Bowman, archers. Archers when it comes to fighting superheroes. Like, no, you shoot him from range, use area effects. Yeah, yeah.
Take that, Barry. And then Overdrive got him. But yeah, the bow tooth made a return appearance to the story.
Oh, I see. So they're effective as Bowman, and they are given accolades. I'm effective as a speedster, and I'm punished. I see how it is.
Yeah,
Those
that
archers
tracks.
are
Punished is a
significantly
weird
cool.
word to use for that. Harassed, maybe.
Wow.
I'm just adding to the tally that Jonesy's characters have now lost a tooth and an eye. So what's next on the body part?
I only took one of those body parts. I'm not responsible for this.
Mhm.
If you add Flynn, then it's like his loved ones. You know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
Jonesy did that. I had nothing to do with that.
Um, there's a reason we're going to go save someone who's been polymorphed permanently into a chicken. I'm just saying.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
his human body.
That one's yeah, I guess I did take Jonesy's whole body at one point.
So a tooth, an eye, his dignity, and his children. Good Lord,
It's
Jonesy.
not his children.
They were his loved
Oh my
ones.
God. What is happening?
We're just
I
learning.
went to
Alex is
therapy
a mean
before we
DM.
even start this time. It's not good.
Anyway, so once Broman proved himself to Toman the Archivist, we found out that the source book had actually been stolen by Adrian Eldritch. Along with some other things, and our heroes found out that Eldritch's plan is to go to a bunch of different multiverses, find a bunch of body parts, and create a Centurion Prime, who is going to punch the multiverse down into one universe.
Sheesh.
And later, our heroes found out that that one universe was going to be a universe that doesn't have magic or superpowers or gods or anything. So his goal is to create one perfectly normal universe like the one we live in now.
Boring.
So yeah, someone's not reading the subtext. Holy crap. Anyway.
Yeah, Eldritch's plan is not a great plan, but it's his plan.
Creating the Iowa universe. Got it.
And we'll make another universe that sucks. No.
No. Yeah, and then our heroes returned to Earth Prime, and they got to do some hanging out with some people. They got to check in. Mortis has been planning a wedding on top of all of this. Jonesy, do you want to talk about anything that Nick and Derek have been up to?
Dealing with trauma because of Alex.
How poorly is the wedding going to go, do you think?
At this point, I don't know. One more thing for Alex to steal: the wedding presents, the groom. Yeah.
He's done that
Let's-
already, hasn't he?
Let's wait and find out.
How the Grinch stole my wedding.
So, yeah, Alex, the wedding planning's been going slowly, on purpose, because I haven't been wanting to rush it, but, most of the wedding planning hasn't really come up to actually landing on any actual results yet. So, you know, we're probably really the worst NPCs and gays for this. But there's been lots of hanging out with Medea, so that's been fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's been great. She's been. I really like this approach that we're taking in Medea, where she's doing the she's just sort of like the bitchy best friend, which is awesome to me. Well, yeah, somebody did say that the Mortis's wedding was going to be the scene from Wreck-It Ralph.
I think it was Andy, wasn't it?
Oh.
Where we all have like the guns trained at the windows while they're getting
Jeez.
married.
Yeah.
Nothing
Oh
bad
my.
happens on our watch on this day.
Oh my god.
We're all gonna be on standby, bro.
It's either gonna go like the X-Men Jean Grey Scott Summers wedding, which no bad guys attacked at all, and everything went smoothly, or it's gonna be the wedding from Dynasty, where it's the red wedding and the guys come crashing through the windows and shoot them half the wedding guests. But
Stay tuned to find out.
Stay tuned to find out.
It's fair.
Flip a coin. That's what Alex is gonna do.
Oh,
I've got plans for the wedding. Don't worry. I RSVP'd.
Great.
I'm not worried about Alex. I'm worried about his +1.
Trauma.
Trauma, what are you wearing?
I didn't realize there was a Greek god of trauma.
I think it's all of them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the whole bunch.
And Gator Man got to meet his mom, who woke up from her mysterious coma, and he found out that she was a lobster lady now.
yeah, Mom Lobster.
The mom lobster. But she's still the best,
Lobster
and she
mama.
still loves her boy very much.
That's darn right. Gator Man loves his mom because he will destroy the universe for that woman, and God bless it, he now has a chance.
It's so good. I'm excited about that very much.
I
Yeah.
don't
That's the fun. That's the fun thing you get when you go. All right, Alex, I left some openings. You do you. He's like, all right, your mom's a lobster. All right, cool. I'm here for it.
I got you, Dis.
Wiki's here.
Oh, good. Hi, Wiki. You missed the part where we said that Sophie wasn't so bad.
The
Are you trying to
anti-Sophie.
trigger her? Are you trying to?
To be clear.
Right.
Fine.
Sorry, Auntie Sophie wasn't so bad.
Troll finds a way.
Oh,
Then we did some terrible karaoke with Kat on stream.
you were on YouTube.
And then I got my shit rocked. Remember that, Deuce?
I
Oh,
do
God,
remember
yeah.
that.
Immediately afterwards.
Yep.
That's on my list of things to talk about.
Oh,
Yeah, there was a great karaoke night. I'd like to talk about that a little bit. If you guys have any thoughts about karaoke before I talk about what happened to poor Centuria.
Yeah, go ahead, Deuce.
Oh yeah.
That's
We'll
your
see.
thing.
Oh yeah. Gatorman flirted with Medea. That was fun. She was into it, and he's like, "Well, this is new."
I forgot about
Right?
Mhm.
In weird little ways. Oh, and my favorite was when I met your boyfriend because he came to pick me up, and I went, I know you're her boyfriend because I could smell her on you. And he went,
Whoops.
Oh,
I'm like, what? That was fun.
that
And
was
then he just
fun.
drugged people and made them sing karaoke because that's what you do. And then we actually did it because we're interesting, terrible people. It was not good. My part was not good. Cat knocked out the part. I was terrible.
Your part was about 10 times better than my part, bud. And I just said like 2 words, 3
Hey,
words, 2
wait, what-
times.
Take on me. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wiki has been here. Wiki did see everything. Wiki's chat over on YouTube doesn't pop up on Twitch for some reason. But Wiki says if I mess up their wedding, she swears that she's going to ruin my life.
That's fair.
And the part of Logan will be played by Wiki.
I kind of want to.
Cassian's gonna crash your wedding.
Yeah, I want the wedding to be like a massive USP crossover.
Uh-oh.
A LARP. We'll do it as a LARP.
A
Runs
LARP.
that ambition.
How do we do it as a LARP when you play 3 characters in the universe, Alex?
Figure it out.
Costume change, costume change, costume change.
It's the game of hats.
Mm,
That's how you play it.
one hat,
They go,
2 hats.
as I go through enough to make an overlay to fit how many people?
Oh.
A lot. That's a lot of folks. We got a lot of people up in here.
All the people.
Well, I assume if it's LARP, you can just do one window that's a big like panoramic scene. Like we're gonna LARP from individual windows. That's crazy.
I'm here for it. But yeah, after karaoke, there was reports that something was coming fast, and Centuria went up to go deal with it, and it dealt with her. Um,
In my defense, I was drunk.
you were
It
drunk.
was like the only time I've ever been drunk in my whole life, and we get attacked.
Yep. And then
More
Centuria
important. Yeah, I
got
did get-
she got one
But thanks
shot
for
at
drunk.
I got one shot into the pavement.
by Argo, the terrible robot who steals everybody's superpowers.
Yeah.
Also during this time, Bowman ran into the real Sophie at the cemetery where he buried Auntie Sophie.
Yeah. Sure did. I mean, obviously, she noticed that there was a grave with her name on it. So.
And she offered to deal with your Adrian Eldritch problem, but nobody wants to let her just kill that guy.
Yeah.
Mortis's opinion on that may have changed.
Centuria's opinion on that has stayed the same.
Resonant is the steadfast moral heart of the group. Andy, how have you come to that conclusion? And how do you maintain your unwavering discipline on let's not just kill him. We have to save him like everybody else.
I think Resonant doesn't. She comes from a culture where there wasn't the whole, well, the good bad wasn't as polarized as it is here on Earth Prime, and I think that's probably what I'm pulling from on her is like she had that upbringing on Lafandi. She came to Earth Prime not of her own volition, and she spent time with Adrian before he disappeared, before he gave before Seven took over for him. And it wasn't a lot of time, but she knew him before all of this, and she heard all the stories after he was gone from Seven. So it's this weird dichotomy of this isn't the person that she was told about that she kind of knew. This is a wholly different person. So what's happened? What's changed their perspective? And if I can convince them that their thought process or their reasoning isn't, I mean, not that it's not valid for them, but it's just like it doesn't make sense to do what they're doing because of what it entails and what the cost is going to be. She wants to at least exercise that option rather than just no, everything has to die. Every villain there's no redeeming qualities whatsoever. I mean, if that was the case, we wouldn't have a Gator Man on our team. Most everything wouldn't be the way it is. And I mean, yeah, to some degree that would be easier for her since her whole thing is, she left the superhero gig because the superheroes couldn't deal with the smaller problems because they were always dealing with the recurring big villains. If you kill all the big villains, well, then there's no recurrence there. But what does that do to a person after a while if all you're doing is taking someone's life time and time and time again? If you're willing to do that, how far are you willing to go? Right? I got deep.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I agree with you. I don't think we should kill people, but maybe Adrian's fine. But yeah,
Maybe. I mean, I think Resonant's probably still open to the fact of like doing what needs to be done if it comes to that. But she'd rather that not be the first option because that's a slippery slope for any of us to go down.
yeah.
Is it though? Because if he actually proves himself in the afterlife, I can always bring him back.
Yeah, but you haven't brought that to Resonant's attention, and she completely.
I honestly just thought of it like 30 seconds ago. So, oops.
Oh, let's kill him and make him repent.
Let's make him Sisyphus for the next 100 years.
Minimum.
But yeah, it's been really. I hadn't really thought about how Resonant's the person who would actually like have interacted with him prior to his disappearance.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been much. It would have been very, very little. But because they were still in she was still going to Claremont with Seven.
Mm-hmm.
When Seven took over from Adrian, but she was there for a couple of years beforehand.
Yeah, that's cool. I hadn't thought about it, but it's interesting. Wiki says, look, some things you just don't come back from. The next thing that we did, we headed... No, you can't come back. You took my eye, says Warden Maximus. Then the next multiverse we headed off to was the Marvel Universe, because a couple of Marvel heroes showed up and said, our universe is in trouble. Please come help us. And the Marvel Universe was certainly in a lot of trouble. It had come under the rulership of God Emperor Doom and a fully possessed Scarlet Witch, who was now the avatar of Chthon. So there was a lot of big reality-bending, terrible supervillains running around. And one of the first things that happened was our heroes found themselves back in the Idiot Box, this time the WandaVision edition. They headed into a couple of fun new shows. Contessa had a season 2, which was a lot of fun. Except this time it was Pride and Prejudice and vampires instead of just Bridgerton.
Because, you know.
Yeah, Mr. Sinister was a vampire and got cold cocked by Centuria.
That happens whenever a vampire and Centuria meet.
Alex said vampire, Cat said mine.
Every single time Centuria comes across a vampire, it's a one-shot.
I'm here for that.
Cat's first appearance in Netherwar was her breaking the spear that Dracula came to steal from the Neri Nexus and just staking him and rolling, like moving on. Like
That's not my fault.
Was that
That and
was that her?
Sandstorm.
I was gonna say
Don't bring
Sandstorm was the
back
first.
anymore.
Oh, was that not the same episode?
I feel like it was either the second half or it was the next episode where we actually got through the Nexus enough to fight Dracula, but I don't recall.
I don't
And that's been like 2 years ago now. So
yeah, I don't remember either.
Yeah, when I was supposed to be a guest star for like 3 episodes.
3 years later.
3 years later.
The one where Cat is not a guest star for 3 episodes.
Wow.
Yeah. They also got to do Magenta Anatomy, which was my favorite. Where everybody had a different job in the hospital, and Centuria worked in imaging.
I had to block that out.
With Daredevil, with the blind guy.
With the blind guy who was 2 images away from getting a promotion.
Mm-hmm. That's how it works.
Braille X-rays were amazing.
That was Daredevil. That killed me.
Oh,
Wow.
Didn't see that coming.
neither did he.
Yeah, Kevin, it was just literally, wow. It was just Alex making bad medical puns and saying things that were not medically accurate, just the whole stream.
Yep.
It's great.
We need you to bring up one of the imaging machines.
Yeah. Oh,
Which one?
just bring it up there. Yeah, bring up the CT machine. Okay.
Bring me the MRI, Centuria.
Yeah. Using She-Hulk.
God.
I mean, she could.
Yeah, to be fair,
Hold it
Centuria
up.
is the one who could.
Yeah, but it's still a giant, very, very strong magnet
Mm-hmm.
going through a hospital that has lots of metal, sharp objects in it.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah,
You're not supposed to wear jewelry in it.
absolutely. I'm sure that's totally fine. And then all of the patients' pacemakers in the hospital are totally also going to be fine. And everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
all,
How bad could it
all
be?
those
I
patients
like
patients
this-
with
this new
tattoos.
optimistic cat.
Yeah, the ones that got their tattoos in prison specifically.
Mm.
Mhm.
About to have a bad time.
The whole hospital.
Yeah,
How do you
whole
turn a
hospital's
hospital?
about to have a bad time.
How do you turn a hospital into a shotgun? Put the MRI machine in the middle. They got to do Bob Ross again, which was awesome. Calvin has the picture as his background back there, but I think it's beautiful. I think it's a wonderful work of art.
It's all of ours together.
Mhm.
Wiki, you can have tattoos in an MRI machine as long as you have tattoos that they didn't use like lead-based ink on.
Yep.
They just burn.
Well, I mean,
Really,
maybe that's
really
how one.
hot.
That maybe that's how someone gets superpowers. Like, have we tried that?
Yeah, I think that's how we found out that you
Oh.
can't
Okay, well, that makes sense
go
then.
to MRI.
Well, that makes sense then.
That's Magneto's origin story. He got bit by a radioactive MRI machine.
Have we tried it?
How else would we know? All right.
Theory.
Well, explain Stiltman then.
What else? What other shows did we get up? There was Unclothed and Concerned, which happened for 2 seconds, and then we went away from that.
That was gross. I hated
Probably a
that.
good
There was
thing.
Mortis the Orthodontist, which we went away from after 2 seconds.
Oh,
What?
my tooth hurts so bad.
How am I just now hearing about that?
Because you
Come
were
on.
you were on your walkabout.
Come on.
And I did my best to avoid that. I Mortis pulled an overdrive and sped far, far away from that as fast as he could.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a Happy Tree Friends reference, and it nobody wanted to engage, but that's okay. They're not. They can all be winners.
I was here for you.
God.
My poor tooth. That poor cartoon gator tooth.
Oh.
Then we had Rover, Rescue Rover, which was our Paw Patrol, where everybody was a dog version of their characters, except for
Almost.
Gatorman, who was a gator.
I feel like he's really being typecast here. I feel like that's a multiple occurrence where everyone else gets something and Gatorman is still just Gatorman.
He's the universal constant.
Yeah. Everyone else was like, "This is trauma. Oh God, what's going on?" Gatorman's like, "Yep, what's up?"
Look, here's
Keep going.
Gatorman won the trophy at Origins this year. He was everybody's favorite.
Yes, he should be.
He went from
Realistic.
ex-con to team mascot, so you know.
Yeah, but through all of these TV shows, our heroes found out that there was a Marvel character trapped in the middle of each of them, who needed to be awoken. And once they were all set free, they were able to escape from Wanda's influence, and they made their way back to Earth Prime to figure out how they were going to deal with Wanda now that she was too powerful. And Doctor Strange returned with the Soul Stone that they went to go find.
The Soul Stone.
Yes, the Soul Stone, which Mortis
Not
really
a Soul
really
Stone.
enjoyed.
That was partly the only reason Mortis was aware of things.
What if he puts that in his eye socket where the eye used to be? Like, how would that work?
Well, let Alex tell you the rest of the story.
I,
That
I
feels
think
like-
Odin. I think Odin's got a spare I can borrow.
Or at least the TVA.
Yeah, I mean it's the endless multiverse. There's more than one Soul Stone.
True that.
But while they were back, I think this is what happened next. While they were back in Earth Prime, Resonant found out that Sam had been practicing additional magic in the background and was trying to solve problems around the area, but there were bad things happening.
I think you
That-
just skipped the big trauma part, though.
Yeah, it was before we got back.
That was before we got back.
Yes. No, well, no, it was afterwards, I think.
Yeah, because we went back to Earth Prime to design the ritual to rob
right,
Doctor
yeah.
Doom and Wanda
That's
of their
right, yep.
power. Yeah.
I forgot we went back and yeah, we did some.
Oh,
weird
Yeah,
we
Marvel
were-
was
yeah, yeah,
Marvel
yeah.
was interrupted. There was an Earth
Right.
Prime in between Marvel's two
Yeah.
story arcs.
That's right, there was.
And Resonant showed Sam a little bit more magic stuff, and they found out that an old man named Lucius Cabot was trying to get Resonant's attention. Resonant.
Don't mess with my friends to get my attention. You come to me.
Yeah, he's kind of Machiavellian. He's a dick. Lucius Cabot informed Resonant, Bowman, and Mortis that Mr. Infamy had an offer for them, and they were not interested in it. But Mr. Cabot was the one who informed them of the additional information that Eldritch was trying to make a single mundane universe instead of just the universe that they were currently in. He gave them that for free, but Mr. Infamy offered a way to defeat Adrian Eldritch, and they said, no, we don't make deals with the devil.
Has anyone else been repeatedly thinking about that since then?
Just you? Okay.
Because I haven't.
Nope. put that. I went, yep, not doing that, and don't care. Put it away.
Yeah. Same. I've not been giving that moment any other thoughts.
And Bowman
Too
continued to ignore the 500 million text messages from his son.
Wow.
Bowman's
That was
been-
before I got the multiverse plan.
But Bowman's been too focused on the triplets. That's what it is.
Yeah, that was another
Yeah,
thing.
that's true.
Bowman's new bows showed up.
First off, it's quadruplets.
It is quadruplets.
I'm sorry, it's triplets with a spare.
How you feeling about that, Bowman?
Um,
They showed up
Ju-
to replace Sophie's role in the organization that Bowman was in charge of. Project Custodian.
yeah, and they were literally perfect for the role, and they all had skills that they could also bring into Project Custodian. It was Julie, Jupiter specifically, or Juliet Jupiter rather, who he hired, but then she had her 3 sisters as well, who were all again able to bring certain specific skills to bear here. And he tried to run a background check, and I believe I got a pretty low roll on that. And being me, I did nothing about it.
Calvin was like, I think let it ride. I want to see what happens.
Calvin's the king of, hey, this could be fun. I'm just not going to spend a hero point. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah, if we let the fire travel entirely down this wick on this piece of dynamite, what's gonna happen when it gets to the other end?
And this is why HR does not like Fletcher Beaumont near any of the employee hiring process.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because he still has to put on appearances. He still has to be Fletcher Beaumont the third. He still has to put on that.
I don't know. After my year sabbatical, it's good to see that the chat is still thirsty as ever.
No, Wiki is saying not to let Fledge team up with women.
Yeah,
It's
she said
reverse
horny
psychology.
jail.
It's reverse psychology. You know what she's doing.
No,
She's goading the GM.
Yeah,
I don't know what
exactly.
you're worried about. Maybe I just want Bowman to have a nice life with 4 women at the same time.
Yeah. What? I don't know. I mean, nothing specific has happened, but at least that's only largely because we haven't been on Earth Prime long enough for
Yeah, they've
anything
probably
to
already
have
like
happened.
destroyed the world. We're gonna come back to Earth Prime, and Southside is just gonna be like totally messed up.
Oops, Earth is Jupiter now.
Yeah, no, I don't know where that's gonna go. I don't know how Bowman's gonna feel. I don't know. We'll play it out. I feel like
we
he's
all know,
he's
how
kinda,
Bowman feels about that.
yeah. At the same time, he's still kind of fresh off of like anti-Sophie, and then seeing Seven again. And then Sophie Prime is still around being herself.
Being
so.
helpful. You all put her to
Being the-
work. You gave her you asked Sophie to step in as the magic consultant with the Prime Freedom League while you were off doing saving the multiverse stuff.
Mhm.
Which I'm sure is going to be perfectly fine.
I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Perfectly cromulent.
You just put her on a team with a bunch of people who have personal beef with a lot of the Freedom League Dark. But it's probably nothing.
Yeah, but they're professionals. They can.
Yeah, it's probably not leading to a Civil War story, right?
Oh,
Speaking of people who have beef with Freedom League Dark, Centuria, you had a DoorDash incident.
I did.
Because at the end of
My
Nether
husband's
War,
an idiot.
yeah, he's kind of dumb. At the end of Nether War, Centuria, Davy had to make the ultimate sacrifice, but Mortis went down to the underworld and struck a deal with Hades, who allowed Davy to come back, but in the body of Ray Gardner Jr. And Centuria had been keeping him tucked away and hidden from Thunderbolt, so Thunderbolt wouldn't find out that she was sleeping with his body.
Okay, you didn't have to word it that way. But also, I had every intention of finding out how to get Davy into a different body so I could give Ray Gardner Jr. his body back. but you didn't allow that to happen.
You guys have been busy. You could have made it a priority.
No, I couldn't.
It's just the rest of the multiverse
We're
is in
literally
trouble.
saving the universe.
But yeah,
Universe is ungrateful.
Davy Gardner Jr. ordered DoorDash, answered the door, and Thunderbolt was there and made eye contact with his own old eyes. And Centuria got called down to Daedalus' office for a conversation with everybody. And Thunderbolt let her know that it's good he could still feel pain.
Oh yeah.
That was a rough role-playing scene. I had a great time doing it, but like that was a rough time.
Say that again without spitting it. Had a great time doing it.
Had a great time. Bitch.
And now Thunderbolt's on a team with Sophie. I'm sure it'll be
Of
fun.
course I'm happy.
What could possibly go
Yeah.
wrong?
It's okay, Centuria just went, well, this is awkward. Guess I'm going to go to a different universe and help. Bye.
Have fun in therapy
Doodles.
forever.
I know a door if you need to talk to somebody.
But who else is on that team, by the way? Because Thunderbolt, okay, I get that. Sophie, sure. Who else
Yeah.
is
Johnny
on
Rocket, who lost his powers to Overdrive.
Oh, for the love of God.
Okay.
Freedom
And
League
and
Gangs.
Centuria Prime, who lost her life to
Right.
Centuria Savage.
Yeah, Freedom League
Yeah.
Gangs. Here they come.
That
Okay.
that
Yeah,
was not
no,
my
fair.
fault. That was actually her fault. And we got her back.
Yeah, how would you feel?
Yeah. So Dave and Kate are not the most popular with the new team.
And
to say
Bowman.
the least. And yes, and Fletch.
What? Only 1, 2 people there might be mad at me.
Who's the second?
I guess Centuria Prime by relation, I guess, because by association.
Yeah.
Wiki says Daedalus 2 is likely sick of your shit.
Daddy was.
And it is no longer rocket time.
Hmm.
Who cares? He'll be kidnapped by somebody.
That's true, and the Guardians of Haven will have to go rescue his ass.
Again.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I miss the Guardians.
I love the Guardians. We'll get back to them soon.
Soon.
TM.
In a year.
CRT on. No, it'll probably
After this brief one shot. Oh.
it'll probably 6 months. Probably, I don't know.
Coming soon to a 1.5 shot near you.
Yeah, I could always run a one shot, and then we'll be stuck running the rest of season 2. And then we finished the ritual and we headed back to fight Scarlet Witch and Doctor Doom, and that's when Adrian showed up and did the thing that everybody's mad about. Adrian showed up with the Time Stone. The Soul Stone was very nervous about what was going on, and then time was frozen, but Mortis had just enough time to interrupt Adrian's plan and take him far, far away from the eyes of Agamotto. And Anti-Adrian decided that, well, if I can't have the eyes of Agamotto, maybe I'll take one of the eyes of this here Master Mage and we'll see what happens. And yeah, that was bad. Thoughts, team?
I think
Yeah.
we gave you our thoughts after that, but that was rough.
I mean, most of the Marvel heroes are dead. That is where the awkward helicopter ride came from, as Resonant talked to Bowman, and everyone's just like, I'm just a co-pilot looking out a window. It was a beautiful heart-to-heart. Resonant was very caring. But third wheel, man.
Third wheel, fourth wheel, fifth wheel, sixth wheel, because there's apparently on speaker chat for everybody.
Well, are there any
Well, I can
secrets
hear
around
anything you
Centuria?
say
Yeah,
at
I
any
know.
point.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, and from a GM perspective, it is one of the things that I regret the most of actions I've done to player characters. It felt like what Adrian would do, but I still don't feel good about it. And I hope he has to pay for it.
I like giving you grief about it, Alex, but it's fine.
It makes me sad. I don't like hurting the player characters. As much as I like traumatizing them, I don't like hurting them physically.
You like the scars to be internal. I see how it is.
Mm-hmm.
That way there's no proof.
Yeah, I'm more of
That
a...
was also the day that I wasn't there and I was on vacation, and everybody made a plan. Don't tell Kat, so that Kat finds out next week when we, come back in, and Mortis all of a sudden doesn't have an eye. And Alex texted me that night and was like, "I have to tell you something."
I made it like 30 minutes after the show.
Yeah, like it was.
Damn.
It was within an hour of the end. Yeah.
Yep, I forgot that we did forget something that's probably going to be an issue down the road. Because this was the second time Mortis had done an amazing gambit to avoid one of my climaxes.
Well, and it paid, and I have to pay the price every once in a while because, yeah.
Because at some point they found out that Tarvon the Undying stole something from the archive, and then Omega and Dormammu slammed their dimensions together, and Tarvon stole the powers of Omega and Dormammu, and they took the thing that Tarvon had and left him to be his own problem.
Pretty sure we took that thinking that since he didn't have that anymore, he didn't have the ability to keep the energy contained. But we also needed the thing to do the thing, and he was going to be a bigger problem than just yoinking the thing and getting away with it.
Yeah. He's going to be a problem in season 2. Season 3, probably season 3.
Season 8.
6 seasons in a movie. Here we go.
In a movie.
Yeah, but after the incident in the Marvel Universe, our heroes headed back to Earth Prime, and I'm pretty sure that's when the crossover was. I was trying to figure out when the crossover was. I think it was right after that, right?
Yeah, because that's when I got the Marvel arrows.
Yes. That was Alex being the now kiss meme come to life. Now kiss. Yeah, our heroes headed off to a Lafandi that was not Resonance Lafandi and met the Gemstars. And they brought Jason and Cassian along.
Because, why not?
Because we didn't have enough player characters in that story.
No, not at all.
But the
Mortis
Especially for
Gemstars.
the ones that were playing two people.
Mm-hmm.
Mortis
Cassian
set out.
got to meet Mortis live.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. And Mortis did sit out. So, yeah. Mortis was recovering at that point. Yeah, it was right after. It was right after the...
Because Mortis
Marvel.
that was why Mortis wasn't there, because Mortis was making sure Nick didn't freak out, because Mortis is now Cyclops. I mean,
At least a teenage boy said that you looked hot without your eye. If that's any consolation.
no, it's not. It's just creepy.
My God.
You're his celebrity crush, Mortis.
Oh,
He said it right in front of his real crush.
you can't make this stuff up.
Yeah, it's his boyfriend, actually.
Oh, yeah, his
By
boyfriend.
then, eventually, we'll get back to, our podcast, and that'll happen.
Yeah.
I miss Cassian.
We need to get back to that ASAP. Yeah, so they went to Lafandi. They teamed up with the Gemstars to prevent the Una of that universe from conducting her own nether war across Lafandi. And they ran into Adrian Eldritch trying to steal the Life Stone from the bottom of that Lafandi. Resonant got reunited with a family that wasn't her family.
Nope.
Because in that universe, that Resonant has 2 kids and a husband. And the Gemstars have all of her gems. And it was a really cool team up. And at the end of
What was
that
it?
story, Lafandi came out of its own pocket dimension and is now circling Earth Prime as a second moon. So Earth Prime has 2 moons now. And that's also when Amber turned the source book into stone and broke the universe.
Yep.
Whoops.
Because I had to figure out what to do about that.
I think I'm gonna need a set of flashcards before we kick off season.
There's a
2 here.
PowerPoint,
I need a
There will be a-
PowerPoint.
charts and graphs.
There will be a test on all these new characters, Kevin.
Oh boy.
Bowman was forced to be a dad for a short time.
Ah,
Yeah, Bowman was forced to be a dad for a short time.
He's. I was about
got-
to say he's good at that as a joke. Couldn't even come out of my body.
I was expecting you to say he got better, but okay.
Yeah.
Bowman is a perfectly fine father. He is in the top
Yeah.
50% of dads.
I mean, relative to like superhero universes, and
mean, relative to my father-in-law and my stepfather, yes.
Yeah.
But that bar is so low.
Right. Most of the characters are most of our characters' dads are like on the bottom.
yeah. What about
Rug.
Overdrive's dad too? You know what?
Hey,
Actually,
don't drag me into this.
Yeah, Crucible's dad sucks.
hey, I'm doing pretty good.
And then he pulled a Centurion, went, well,
My
this
dad's
is awkward.
dead.
Time to go to another dimension. Bye.
Yeah, he did get to have some time with Jason. That was when he. I just flashed back to that conversation about learning that Jason had a boyfriend, and Fletch was just completely oblivious to understanding anything about relationships. He was just like, "Oh, cool, you have a superhero team. That's the important thing that's going on right now."
When do you come home and introduce you to your new 4 moms?
We're not Doombots, I swear.
Man, now it has to happen. Jason has to have 4 moms. Wiki's here. Wiki has to approve. But yeah, after Lafandi entered the orbit of Earth Prime, Overdrive returned to the group and let everybody know that he was in
He's
a
a bitch.
sticky situation because Tracy had been turned into a gorilla and he'd been rescued from a wave of gorillification from a streak of red that brought him outside of a smashed up central city and Midvale, I think is where it was.
That sounds right.
St. Louis. No, it was St. Louis
St.
and
yeah.
St. Louis and Central City. Midvale's also in the DC universe, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It would be somewhere in our universe.
Yeah.
And the DC.
But Overdrive returned and said, "Hey, I need some help with the situation," and our heroes immediately jumped in to help him because they might give him grief, but they are still a family.
Should have left her ass as a gorilla.
Yeah, and after facing off with the gorilla villains and the gorilla heroes, our group found out that this dimensional incursion took place elsewhere in Earth Prime.
Really, Wiki?
I'm not saying that Tracy should leave Overdrive, but I'm not saying that. Yeah, the dimensional incursion between the DC universe and Earth Prime extended elsewhere, and they received a summons from the Curator and Brainiac, who asked them to come to the Curator's museum world, where they went to a big, massive preserver pyramid and found out that the Curator and Brainiac had the bottled city of Kandor, which they said was the location of the 12th level intellect that Adrian Eldritch was needing for his plan. They did stop for a moment to break Lobo out of jail to make a distraction for the Curator and Brainiac because they didn't think the Curator was going to be a reasonable person to talk to. And in the midst of preparing a ritual to do magic inside the bottled city of Kandor, Gatorman, Centuria, and Overdrive headed off down low in the pyramid to have an awkward conversation that Gatorman was the third wheel for again. And then they set something free from a sarcophagus, and it escaped, and the curator died.
He was a perfectly reasonable guy. We chatted, we had fun. A robot made milk come out of its milk, and
Ugh.
Uh,
Oh yeah, we found out that Chimera units could just generate any fluid that they want.
well,
No, we
No,
didn't.
Don't word it
Just
like
no.
we're
that.
making a lot of
Just no.
assumptions here.
I don't want to
Just a
say
nope.
that that is a reference. That's like an Earth Prime reference, but people who know the work I've done for Green Ronin will know that I hate another character who can do this, who's also named Chimera.
Nope, right past that.
My goodness, that's a
Yep,
that's a
we're
grudge
just
going
gonna-
back a long ways.
We're just gonna shove that under and not speak of it again,
Ever
Yeah,
again.
ever.
Ever.
two more times.
It's
No,
coming up
no,
in Guardians of
it's not
Haven.
a feature. It's not a feature.
It's not a feature. Yours is just efficient. Why can't
Oh.
yours do that?
Oh, God.
That's the fun thing is he can. He just doesn't. Anyone's never asked.
Tune into season 2 of Guardians of Haven for that.
Oh my
That
god, if
makes-
Ursa ever
Um,
finds out.
No.
Chimera, make me a milkshake.
Oh my God. Y'all are sick.
Hey, Mirror, bring all the boys to the yard.
Which one's skim and which one's whole again? I don't remember.
I don't remember. Does Chimera have nipples? Wiki, does Chimera have nipples in the art?
No.
No, I don't think that he does.
Got a
I think
belt
he's
and a
just like-
smile.
A clay looking dude, isn't he?
Yes.
Just the golem.
Oh, he does not have. Good job. Good job, Savannah, for not drawing nipples on something that wasn't born. Yeah. This is just a little writer
Oh my God.
tirade for
Why
a
are we
second.
still talking
Gordon,
about
why are you
Chimera?
helping? Stop.
So anyway, end of the universe.
Friggin' chat.
Our heroes went into the bottled city of Kandor, and they faced off against Anti-Eldritch, who had worked alongside the Emerald Empress to brainwash Supergirl to try and get Brainiac 5 destroyed. They rescued Brainiac 5, but in the midst of this conflict, a strange fog filled the room, and they found themselves in Barovia, which is where we left everybody off. As our superheroes are heading to Ravenloft for the beginning of Freedom League Dark Multiverse of the Master Mage Part 2. I'm excited about this. To be clear, we are still going to be playing Mutants and Masterminds. We're just going to be playing a Ravenloft twist to Eminem. Our heroes will be
Sorceries comic books.
yeah, sword and sorcery comic books, a little gothic horror with blades. It's gonna be great. This is a continuation of a story that Jonesy, Kevin, and I did a number of
Andy
years
was part of
ago.
that.
Andy was part of that too. Yeah, Andy was there also.
Ah.
Screw you, Andy.
That is actually where I met Andy, I believe.
I believe
Yeah,
so.
I think
Yes.
that's true. He was Phoenix for a little bit.
I was Phoenix for like 2
on Heroes
episodes.
Incorporated.
Okay, that part I
I
blocked
am
out.
blocking that part.
That is fair. That
That's
is
my favorite
fair.
character.
Of course he is.
I'm just saying, Phoenix got his due in Guardians of Haven.
Dunked his ass twice.
Phoenix died like 4 times in Guardians of Haven. But Deuce is going to play him in season 2 of Guardians of Haven.
It's not even funny. It's not. Not even a little bit.
Do you want to break Daedalus?
Yes.
I say that because you know if Icarus shows up, Lynn will sleep with him.
Oh boy. I'm just gonna write that
So-
down. Write that down as another part of
There's,
of
you know,
Earth.
there's
Of
an advantage to being an emotionless machine sometimes, and you just
Uspeptu's
things
Civil
away.
War plot arcs.
Come on, Flynn, take me for a ride
So
in your
Flynn will
spaceship.
sleep with anybody but Alara? Is that what I'm hearing?
Wow.
That's what I'm interpreting.
It's hard out here for Aurora.
Harsh, but probably deserved.
Moonstone scares Flynn.
As it should.
Moonstone scares are all of us. But yeah, back when we were on Geek Unleashed, Andy, Jonesy, Kevin, and I did a story called Heroes of the Mist, which was a run through of Curse of Strahd that I was doing on stream over there, and we left off at a pretty intense cliffhanger with poor Jonesy's poor bard Oliver being turned into a chicken by a hag and stolen away. And I had every intention of coming back to that story to solve it, but there was real life drama, and I wanted to give it some time to sit for a minute before we reapproached it. And this feels like the best way forward to put a nice little bow on that story and keep ourselves moving with Mutants and Masterminds. So our heroes are taking on fantasy versions of their characters. They've been transformed as a part of their heading into this universe. And that's what we're going to be chatting about next, is sort of what everybody's iteration of their character, what they're thinking, how it's going to be. We'll, much like other stories in the USP Earth Prime tabletop universe, some of our players have multiple characters involved. So Kevin, Andy, and Jonesy will be responsible for playing their previous roles.
That's an ominous word. Responsible.
Yeah, it's a big responsibility.
Oh.
Yeah, it'll be Tristan, Oliver, and Sergey. Was that your name?
Well,
Kevin?
Matthias is the character.
Matthias.
One of your last minute twists before the break was that I'm actually the reincarnated brother of a certain vampire lord.
Yes, you were.
I didn't have enough trauma in my character backstory apparently. So
Not enough. No, you
Not
never have
nearly
enough
enough
in an
for
Alex game.
I mean, it wasn't enough to be lost and far from home, and
And it wasn't
sorting
even
out
that.
life's challenges. But no. Now you're the
you're
reincarnated
that.
brother of the devil. Thanks a lot.
How bad can it be?
Wasn't it? It was even worse because we were all from different
Worlds.
realms.
Yes. Well, no, Jonesy and I were both from Greyhawk, as I recall,
Mhm.
Yep.
Yes.
because we were dazzling you youngsters with our ancient lore. When there was no addition on Dungeons and Dragons, it was just Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what everybody comes up with. We're just gonna chat a little bit. I know traditionally Ravenloft is a very gothic horror story, and I'll lean into some of those elements, but it won't be a horror story in Mutants and Masterminds terms. Some unpleasant things are going to happen, but it's not going to be. I mean, how's that different than normal?
Loss of eyes and and everything else. I don't think it's going to be any different at all.
Yeah. And this will be the ultimate place that you will be able to give Anti-Eldritch his comeuppance. I'm excited about that. We'll be operating basically as sort of a pseudo season 2 for Heroes of the Mist. We'll be down a couple of player characters. Although I might reach out to Beetlejaw and see if he wants to show up for one episode, maybe. We'll see. Yeah, I don't suspect Jess would want to come on, but we can always ask. So yeah, Bowman, what do you seem like the most straightforward fantasy adaptation.
Really? I don't think so. How am I going to adapt a guy whose main thing is shooting a bow and arrow
It's
into a
lit-
fantasy?
It's weird he has a gun now.
I think we find a
Musketeer
little.
Bowman. Yes.
We find a little green hat with a feather on it. We put it on Bowman's head.
There we go.
Fletcher Beaumont the Musketeer.
That's beautiful. Yeah, no, I guess he does seem pretty straightforward, and I think I could, just build out, he shoots arrows and does damage. I kind of want to bring in some of the more, I guess, like, how can I adapt some like D&D roguish things into Mutants and Masterminds? Like, how can I make like something like a sneak attack viable, or whatever other stuff I remember from Baldur's Gate 3. Uh, also though, because at the beginning of this season, like Fletch was using some magic arrows to actually some level of effectiveness.
Oh yeah,
So I kind of want to keep that a bit, especially that he's in a universe where it's like more teeming with magic, I would assume, than Earth Prime normally is. So yeah, I do want to keep some of those elements, but I think the basics are pretty straightforward.
do you think you'll still have trick arrows, or are they going to be like spell arrows?
That's the thing I've been going back and forth on, and I don't know, because it could either be the arrows are like the same arcane runes that he used before, or he's using like a pouch of some smoke powder or something. I don't know. I haven't figured it out. Especially because I think specifically we described the arcane runes as being like microscopically engraved on like the shaft of the arrows or whatever, and probably can't do that right now. And might not have the resources to do that.
Wiki has requested you have an animal companion squirrel named Jason.
Oh, that is super cute. So
I'm writing it down in my notes.
I'll set aside some minion points.
But would it be a squirrel or would it be like a little baby dinosaur, like a little?
No. If it's a squirrel, it's the squirrel from Emperor's New Groove.
Amazing.
Can I have a little
attitude.
prosthetic squirrel arm too? Just
Jonesy, what are you thinking about for Mortis?
Well, taking from the D&D vibe, my initial thought was obviously like, well, a necromancer would be straightforward, but I was thinking a warlock would be an interesting take on it, and having the crossroads / dark powers kind of speak to him, and the whole way that the D&D warlock patron kind of can speak to your character. So almost giving the crossroads its own voice and its own agency that Mortis has to interact with would be an interesting twist, and kind of would help give us a way to play on the lore of that a little bit. I don't know. It's just an initial thought, but
Yeah, I think it's a cool idea. I like the idea of the crossroads manifesting as the dark powers, or vice versa, offering deals and whispering horribleness into your ears.
So that was one idea. The other option would be straight up, kind of doing a very necromancer type shtick, because, well, it's not very far off what he is in the actual Earth Prime.
Necromancers get a lot of work with Ravenloft for sure.
So
you have plenty of dead bodies to animate and turn into your skeleton army. So sort of, I'm happy either way. I think if you wanted to go with a summoning route, that's cool with me. If you wanted to do lean into the Eldritch Blast and the Crossroads, or if you want to mix the two concepts, that's cool with me too. Would the Crossroads be the Raven Queen? Wiki is asking. Potentially.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Part of me is like, oh, maybe, but then part of me is like, I also kind of don't want to know if I go with that route. I kind of want Alex to surprise me a little bit, but if I go with a necromancer route and I can have an undead squirrel, because obviously Jason would be killed relatively soon, and then I could just bring him back as an undead squirrel.
No.
Damn.
Probably true though.
And you also have the task of creating a D&D bard in Mutants and Masterminds. So I'm excited to see your sort of take on that.
Which is somewhat funny, because half the inspiration for playing Flynn over in Guardians in Haven was me kind of recreating my character from D&D, because I missed the character. We didn't really get to finish him and stuff. And I'm like, that was part of the inspiration. So it's almost like I'd be playing like Flynn again, sort of, but more musical. But
I think Flynn should
Allow
sing more.
myself to introduce myself.
Awesome.
To Austin Powers.
Overdrive, what are you thinking about for your fantasy version?
Actually, I was kind of thinking of being that fourth wall breaker. I don't know if it comes through all the time, because he's always been kind of a jokey character, at least until Centuria and her angst arrived. But I've always kind of seen Overdrive as kind of a four-color superhero, and when Mortis starts doing his Lord of Death thing, like I just kind of, you know, Comics Code Authority kind of ignore that, and then like Spooky and Speedy go way back to the Jurassic era of superhero speeding around. But so I kind of see Overdrive as like looking at everybody else, going, so we're just hacking people to death with swords now because we're trapped in a D&D movie. Like I don't know, like I see him as not having any inherent powers, but like there's some classic magic items that I would try to recreate to sort of give an Overdrive vibe to the character. But like the biggest my thought was, someone who is a superhero, just suddenly in a hack and slash world, I see him sort of being that record screech moment, like what are we doing? So
why are we doing this?
I'm not really seeing a monk in terms of his aesthetic, because I mean he's not focused, and he's really not good at impulse control. But I just like try to build him as sort of a hand-to-hand guy, because that's not lethal, because I don't see Overdrive as, which is odd because the other guy is this old mercenary soldier who just mows down whoever's in the way. So I'll have an identity crisis playing these two characters at the same time.
I'm here for it. Perfect. And then Matthias seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah, but there's I've been kind of contemplating, since we're going back to it, how to play up that vibe that, again, he's just always kind of seen himself as a simple man, and now he's got this, not someone who had a lot of knowledge of like the divine and all that, and so this business of being a reincarnated somebody who's deeply connected to the big bad, like it's sort of a mental stumbling block for him. So I haven't parsed out how that I want that to play out, but I just kind of see wrinkles coming from that.
I'm really gonna like the friction between Overdrive and Centuria, because I think Centuria is gonna be like, finally, I can start cracking skulls and nobody cares.
There'll be literal skulls too on skeletons.
Right.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, Kat, what are you thinking for Centuria?
So, when we first pitched this, I was torn between Paladin and Barbarian. And I think if I had been playing like original Centuria, I would have went Paladin. But knowing my Centuria, I am leaning more towards Barbarian. Just because I think it fits her. And I want to give her a big old axe. And you're right. Like, yeah, she's going to be wrecking people out there. And it's going to be glorious. I think she will have trouble just like murdering people. But like skeletons and like beasts and stuff, like that's whatever. She does that anyway.
Vampires.
So vampires, yeah.
Right.
Come at me, Strahd.
I gotta keep Strahd as
But,
far away from you as possible, is what I know.
Yeah,
And I can't do
so-
that trick I
Vampires
did
is
on
like-
you before where you fell in love with him.
yes, in this universe, he was already had the hots for my poor bard.
It's true.
Yeah,
and
I
Kat already
married
fell
him.
for that once.
in my stream. Turned him good. Because there always has to be a romance option for my characters. I can't do it without a romance option.
And why is the part of Strahd being played by Arctic Fox? I don't understand.
Oh no! Don't feed him ideas, Joe. Come on.
Arctic,
They have the same first name though, at least when he's pretending to be somebody else.
Arctic Fox Strahd. Just locking that in.
Right, I hear the
Don't do
breath
that
like
to me
scratching.
again.
Here we freaking go.
Look, I drew a lock and everything. It'll be interesting trying to figure out how to do rage in M&M terms.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah, you guys are maybe too young. Like there was a thing in second edition called Boost, but it was kind of done away with because it was heavily abused.
Mm. What? People found a
Well,
way
I'm
to
gonna work
abuse
very
M&M
closely
game
with
design?
Andy to figure how to
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun little thought process.
I trust you.
Yeah. Trust me, right up until the time we go, oh crap, we're ready to
You made
start.
Cassian very well. And
Mm.
Cassian was sort of weird.
Cassian is weird because I have to take damage to actually do damage.
Yeah.
That's not like, meta plot right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hero points unlock untapped potential. Wiki says, yeah, that's a good way to increase the damage for sure. Oh, and naturally she has to have takedown too.
Yes.
Duh.
Gatorman.
I'm-
Oh, go ahead,
So,
Kat. Sorry, I
yeah.
cut you off.
No. Go
So we
ahead.
first talked about like the easy one is just Dragonborn Monk. But if we're going to do something different, because why not? Druid. Shape-shifting druid.
But he can only shapeshift into alligator forms.
Reptiles, but why not?
Is he a Dragonborn when he's not shapeshifted, or is he a regular guy when he's not shapeshifted?
He's regular old Xavier. We
Hell
get
yeah.
OG Xavier showing for a story arc.
Oh no, he's hot. What
And
sort
he
of
still loves his mama.
what sort of forms are you thinking?
Anything reptilian. So gator, dire gator, baby gator, squirrel because we need squirrels.
Reptilian.
Dinosaur.
Lizard squirrels. I mean, yeah.
Not a lizard squirrel.
Pterodactyl.
Gonna find all the burrows that say I'm too big to fit in there.
Whatever it is, it needs to have a tail. So whatever Andy does can make it magical. So Andy, not to shoehorn you in here, but make the tail magical, buddy.
I need a magic tail.
It's been a fun story arc through the whole season.
It's true.
How is
Resonant keeps
Resonant
making
going
his
to
tail.
enchant my tail? Turned into a helicopter once.
Man, superhero stories are strange.
Mm-hmm.
Resonant, what are you thinking?
It's probably just a bit too much on the nose, but I'm not sure there's really anything else that that fits the bill for her other than a sorceress. The innate magical abilities, going and kind of building out from there. I was thinking of some sort of genie kin as like as a racial side of things. Maybe I forget which ones are the Earthborn ones specifically, but that would
The Genasi?
yes,
That'd be pretty cool.
that's what I was thinking. But there's like Earth, Air, Fire, but I think it would be Earth for her. Obviously, I have to take a look at things, but yeah, I'm leaning towards just straight up magic and casting.
You be blasting fools?
Probably go back to Teenage Resonant where it's only blasting, no helping.
Because your other character is very helpful.
Oh yes, Tristan. I can actually probably do Tristan better justice in M&M than I could in 5th edition. He was a very unique cleric that nothing felt right for what I wanted to do for him, so cleric
Yeah.
it was to
I
try to do it.
I think you'll be able to do shield hero a lot better with M&M terms.
Yeah, I can do a little bit more of the different abilities built into it without being, oh my god, this is just OP. And hey, I can actually use the shield as an attack item instead of a nope. It's just a shield. You can't attack with it. That was fifth edition. At least when we started, it was not a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I D&D is fine for some games, but it puts you in a box in my mind. And yeah, I don't like things that put you in a box. I have a lot of trouble going back to class lists or games with classes in them after playing M&M for so long. Yeah, so those are our heroes. Like I said, there's going to be some dark stuff in the Barovia stuff. Will probably be there for a good little while, probably 6 or 7 episodes, I think.
So 10.
Maybe 10. We'll see.
It's a one shot.
Yeah, it's a one shot. I'm putting quotes around 6 or 7 episodes.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
That's not a lock, so yeah.
Plausible deniability. It's the way to go.
Lighter tone.
Oh,
What?
oh,
67
wow.
episodes.
Lighter tone. I remember the last time that came up.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
Jeez.
I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, when we get back to Guardians of Haven, it will be refreshing to have a trauma-free character that Alex will just flail away and pound on the stone wall till his hands are a bloody mess.
Let me put things on
Chimera
you.
just feels nothing.
Why won't you let me traumatize you, Chimera? That would be logical. Yeah, so we're going to do that, and then afterwards we're going to get back to our regularly scheduled programming as we're going to continue going through worlds. So the worlds we still have left to explore, just looking at Adrian's path at any rate. I should have written this down while I was looking earlier, but
I don't know. I'm feeling like by the time we get through the Barovia season, it'll be time for the holiday one-shots again.
I hope not. Oh boy.
I also
That's a
hope
lot of
not.
Barovia. That's a lot of Barovia.
That's
We
so
did-
much Barovia.
We did a World of Doom
It's
because that was
January.
Marvel. I
Yeah,
think
we did the DC world. We still have to go to Titan City, if I remember correctly.
We do. There is a Planet of Jungles and Monsters, which Adrian was at while you were heading off to get the 12th level intellect, so that situation's probably resolved. Well, not resolved, probably tipped into Adrian's favor.
Mm-hmm.
There's the City of Titans, a mall plagued with infection, a world of plastic and imagination, a world of glass and light, a world of steel
wow.
and sorcery.
No, Ricky, what are you doing? She's summoning up the damned.
Oh no!
Barovia, where all the Codys live.
Ooh.
Aw.
Don't mind me just putting a lock next to that too.
Oh, jeez.
I miss the original Cody. Not any of the other ones that we've run into over the course of.
Yo, there's only
The
one.
Cody verse.
A
When
coven of Cody.
Maximus mentioned swinging through the Valiant universe.
It wasn't originally on the list, but it would probably be wise to at least stop there for a minute.
Come on, Shadow Man and Mortis
Yeah.
causing so much chaos.
All right, I'm writing down a note. I have a really stressful one-shot I have to run next Thursday, speaking of the Valiant universe.
How many Thursdays is that going to be?
It's got to be
Yeah,
one.
it's got to be one. I'm not allowed to fuck around and find out.
When Kevin was talking, when you were talking about your overdrive, I don't remember the old quicklings from old AD&D. That's what popped in my head. Or they were the old, like, kind of like a sprite kind of thing,
Yeah.
but they
Yes.
were super fast and stuff. So
Yes.
that's what popped up when I'm like, oh, quickling.
Wiki, that's part of why it's stressful. I'll tell you more about it after it's done. But yeah, which worlds are you interested in going to after Barovia?
I think Titan City might be a good stop after Barovia.
From bleak and gothic to bleak and big buildings.
Mhm.
All right.
We replaced the grim backdrop with black and white and alcohol and smoke.
Sepia
Ooh.
tones. We replaced it with sepia
Yeah.
tones.
Man, there's a lot of blinds on these windows. Will you close that, please?
And they're only there's always slightly open, slightly ajar.
Just a lattice on your face everywhere you go.
Don't know why I keep doing a voiceover every time I'm standing near a window, but God bless it, I do.
So the Emerald City Knights game that I'm running right now, one of the players was like, Alex, you are free to come up with my powers, because one of the things is the Silver Storm where you get powers. And his character, he had a hobby of being a classic film buff, so I gave him noir as a superpower. He has a narrator in his head that gives him plot sense, so he knows where to go to follow the plot. But the narrator also judges him all the time.
Is he going to screw this one up too?
He recently
Let's
bought
find out.
affects others for the sense, so now everybody hears it. Yeah, he also has the ability to turn people into 1920s and 30s cartoons, which is really cool. Like, he turned Lord Etheric into Steamboat Willie Etheric. And he's never been the same. Yeah, he's cool. So Titan City, where do we want to go after that?
I feel like the last time we made a plan, the plan got absolutely messed up.
It's true.
That
So
feels
should we
correct.
actually plan it?
Nah,
We probably shouldn't plan that far ahead.
wing it and see which one explodes.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's as we start exploring these other worlds, maybe the next world will sort of suggest itself out of the narrative.
I think that's
Yeah.
what happened last time.
Yeah, that is what
A little
happened last
bit,
time.
yeah.
The multiverse is a big place. We got lots of places to bump around.
Obviously, the what was it, the world of glass and light or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's just an Apple store.
It's an Apple store.
Gator Man in a turtleneck.
Or
Alright.
possibly the bridge of the Starship Enterprise in the Kelvin universe, which was also designed by Apple.
That's amazing.
Make a dodge save versus lens flare. Shit, I'm blind.
I don't want to be on the bridge of any starship in that universe. They tend to blow up.
I swear that's like the one movie that he really needs to make as a Dazzler movie, because her powers are literally lens flare.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, just do a Dazzler movie, dude.
What was his? He had a horror movie where there was lens flare in a dark basement. I'm like, no, just stop. Just stop. Put it down. Put the lens flare down.
Do you guys have any questions about the second half, or any questions about anything that happened in the first half that I might be able to answer?
Why are you doing this to us?
Because I love you.
Gaming, because gaming is cheaper than therapy.
I need therapy because of the gaming.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
know,
she's got
do
some.
you know when a cat kills something and brings it to your house because it loves you? That's me.
Yeah, can the USP, can we I don't know, get like a therapy discount with some counseling?
Discount
Service?
code USP.
Yeah, discount code USP.
This stream brought to you by Better Health. That'd be dope.
Oh my god.
I wonder what they would say if I sent them an email. It was like, I keep ruining my players' lives. Can you give them a discount, please? I know I'm the problem. I'm working on it.
I know
That's
I'm
me.
working on
I'm
it.
the problem.
I'm excited.
How would your game tie into our product to better help? Well, there's a door. Let me tell you.
This episode sponsored by Door.
Go to Lowe's, use code USP.
Oh yeah, we got to go back to Evermore. I'm putting that in the notes too.
Oh, stop giving him ideas.
We do though.
That door needs help.
It's a jar.
I didn't want to say it.
That was one of the things I was curious about, but I felt like that would probably come up. So
That had been a recurring joke in my old game group since high school. Because we were punch drunk at 4 a.m. after 12 hours of playing Call of Cthulhu.
Oh my god. How did your character survive 12 hours of Call of Cthulhu?
It was 7 characters over the 12 hours.
There's a couple, yeah. I think I was on character 3.
That's rough.
We didn't have to be punch drunk to come up with Bean Ghost and Polar Gusses, but that's all right.
Yeah, I think the second half's gonna be a ton of fun. I do think it's gonna take longer than I think it's gonna take.
Oh, probably.
Whatever you think it's going to take, add 25% to it.
That's so much. At least we like playing
Take
with
your
each
bets
other,
now.
right?
yeah.
6 to 7 episodes, 67 episodes, something like that.
Remove the hyphen. Then you're right.
67 episodes. It's like a year.
See you in 2025, y'all.
It's like a year and a quarter.
We're never playing Ursa and Alara again, Cal.
No. There's so much to resolve.
Freedomly Dark might need to have a second mid-season hiatus.
Oh my god.
Mid-season.
They're just new seasons at this point.
Nonsense.
It is fair.
It's season's not over until I say it's over.
Episode
Wow.
2600 of season 1.
We are the anime series that starts out with a 26 episode run for season 1. Then you come back for season 2, but they break it into the 2 cores, except 2 cores are actually a year apart. So it's actually season 2 and season 3. But
It's all
try
season 2.
But they try to say that it's all season 2, and you go, no, that was all one story that should have been released at the same time. You just did this to us.
Damn, I'm One Piece.
Do we have
When you get
no?
the 4 digits.
We don't have as much filler as One Piece.
That's true.
Maybe as much filler as original DBZ.
At least I give you guys content that matters, theoretically.
Yeah, do you mean we stand around screaming while lines was pressed our face for a whole episode? That sounds crazy.
Okay.
Alex, when are we
did
going
what?
to the anime universe where we have to shout out our attacks?
Oh god, no.
I just
No.
did that on
Oh
Gemstars.
my god. No,
The
so it's
best-
flashback. I went and saw the first Mortal Kombat movie in theaters like 30 years ago when it came out.
Yeah.
And I was the only person not shouting out everybody's moves before they did it. I'm like, y'all need a life. Like, what's happening here? This is a goddamn arcade game. Like, just stop.
Wiki is
Oh,
requesting
no.
that we go to the anime universe.
I'm just thinking now of Overdrive. Everywhere when he's running, he has his arms behind his back and that weird anime run.
Oh no.
Got a Naruto
Oh,
run. Oh gosh.
Overdrive
Save him,
doesn't-
Overdrive.
Overdrive
We're not
isn't
working
really
on that
super.
episode.
Has
We're not
super
working.
speed. He just has speed lines.
Alex, write that down. Put a lock.
No, no. Put that pencil down.
I'm working on it.
Damn it.
It's a pen, so you know it's serious.
Oh, jeez.
Chat, do you have any questions for the audience while we're working our way through?
Does chat have
Appropriate
questions for the
questions,
audience?
chat. Appropriate questions.
Does chat have questions for the players or me?
Kevin, you don't get to go away for a year, then come back and make demands, okay?
Hey, whoa. You moved this schedule on me, and I can't help that.
I know it was my fault. I'm sorry. I'm glad you're back. I cried about it like 6 times.
Stop. You're like a crazy person.
Chat probably does have questions for Chat TBH. Yes, and Churia, how are you going to continue giving Overdrive crap for the next foreseeable future?
What
You
kind
know,
of
I don't know.
question is that? Of course.
Probably. She has like a hit or miss, sort of area because like she understands why he did what he did, but also like he
Wiki, I thought
literally
you were on
left
my
them
side. I don't
when the
even know.
universe was exploding, so
Hmm.
sort of shitty. And he's dating Tracy, so that's stupid.
Okay, again. Not your Davy.
Might
It's not
also
my
have a
fault.
baby with Tracy. Who knows?
That's right. You don't know. We're gonna save that for the big reveal. So there. Still on that.
Manchuria will cry.
Here's the real surprise. It's not actually Overdrive, it's 3 kobolds in a trench coat.
What?
Entire time.
My.
Kevin never had the ability to make demands. Kevin, did you ever get a new laptop?
Nope.
Okay.
I got a new charging cord, so it doesn't die quite as
Oh.
fast.
By
That's-
charging
that's-
cord,
That's
you
the
mean?
update I'm getting.
So
Yeah,
so
like-
still so note, Alex, no dynamic lighting for Kevin.
Yeah.
So by charging cord, do you mean new hand crank for the front of your PC?
Wow. Wow.
He's got to push you down a hill before it starts.
Hey, this is a color monitor, sir. It's not monochrome green or orange, all right? It's not that old.
32 brilliant colors.
We've actually been green outlines on Kevin's screen this whole time. He doesn't even know what we look like in real life.
Yeah.
There's
It's
just
like
like
looking
a
at the
hamster
Matrix
behind it
feed.
running on a
I just
wheel.
there's numbers running down the screen. I don't see you at all.
Or just code.
He's our operator from the Matrix.
He doesn't even believe that we're real people. He thinks he's just talking. His computer.
Why are you
Even though
using
you've
AOL
met us.
chat room to play with us?
Oh my god. Wow.
Boom, roasted.
Oh,
Not
back in
aim
the day.
chat. Oh
Back
my
in the
God.
day. Back in the day, that's how we did it, Sonny.
I'm embarrassed.
AOL chat room with the dial-up. There was no speed for video. It was all text.
Paid by the hour.
Zork.
I'm going to
Way
type my
too
old
much.
AIM username into a chat here real quick because it has to be seen to know that it's horrible.
What does that mean?
I'm
Canal
from
Winchester Trumpet God.
yes, Canal Winchester Trumpet God was what I called myself.
Oh.
I'm from a town called
You're a
Canal
loser.
Winchester.
But that matches the energy of every trumpet player I've ever known.
Yep.
That's a true story.
Which is only lessened by all the sax players of the drum line. I'm just
They all have different traits, but all of the traits are negative.
hmm
yes.
I feel like this should become a part of Derek if we ever get back to ETU. Like, I feel like the trumpet god needs to be that needs to be explored on stream.
Oh, I miss Derek.
I miss Bethany.
They're
You got to
working
play
on new-
Bethany recently.
I did. It was glorious. I was so mean. However, it was different because I
Wait,
felt
how is
weird
this
being
different?
mean to those people.
You're not my normal targets of abuse. What is
I was like,
happening
"You're not Kevin."
Or Calvin.
They're doing new
here? No, Wiki, it
ETU
would not
stuff.
surprise me at all.
They're
I
doing
mean, what?
They're doing new ETU stuff.
Ooh,
All right. Well, we're gonna have to kidnap Laura,
Laura.
throw her in the trunk, make her write season 2.
Make her ride to Origins next to Calvin.
Yes. She's
be it.
coming to Origins on her own. What do you mean?
We're passing through town anyway. It'll be fine.
That's true. We'll just go through
She's-
Michigan.
She's got the same choice as Calvin, under her own power in the trunk.
Unfortunately for her, Calvin has already chosen butter. So if she wanted oil, then sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Just gonna slather him in butter and shove him in the trunk.
Jeez, okay.
I missed a
okay.
step.
No, you didn't. You were part of that
Profit.
conversation. Remember, I texted Calvin,
Oh,
and
yeah,
he said,
yeah,
"I mean, if I had to choose, I guess butter."
yeah. I do remember. Okay.
I I gave him no context whatsoever.
Yeah, I guess in retrospect, I don't really need it, but
It would obviously be Canadian maple syrup. I mean, come on.
That would make it
I was
worse.
gonna say, is that a good lubricant?
No.
What? Oh, here we go.
Do you hear that? What? Thup, thup, let me out. I'm diabetes and it's dark.
You just hear this the noise of like when it's
Plop.
sticking and it's like
Damn.
So not the sound of maple syrup on sandpaper.
I still
Oh,
have
here
that
we go.
oh
sound.
man.
I am here for the maple syrup on sandpaper.
That is. You realize that's almost 10 years old now, Alex.
That sounds fake, but it is.
No.
Yeah, it must. Yeah, it is.
Then we better not talk about the origins of how many crates, because
Damn.
I still love throwing that at Jason.
I love the fact that Jason and I were in chat when Alex was running a game for Crystal and Steve. And they're like, "Oh, chat seems to be really interested in the number of crates." Alex is like, "Don't worry about it. They're with me."
They're with me.
We befuddled the Kenton. That's in the history books.
I brought them.
That's right. Alex is that guy at the party who brings those people.
Mm-hmm. I bring the party. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I'm just excited. Calvin has to come to Origins. It's a requirement.
Get my passport updated.
Gonna sing Wannabe with us. Still not sure if we're joking or not, neither is he.
Just
Okay,
in
'cause
case.
now we have
ready.
to swing by and get Kevin
Mm-hmm.
too.
I don't know that I'm really on the way to Canada. I'm kind of.
We can make you on the way to
You
Canada.
can be on the way to Canada.
That's a heck of a loop.
It's like, yeah, it's like, whoop, whoop.
And we'll just do like a backwards L type of deal.
Mhm.
And butter and oil are spoken for, so you pick your own lubricant, buddy.
Jeez.
Just get a bigger trunk.
Phrasing.
Come on.
Yeah, if there's gonna be 3 people in our trunk, like whose car are we taking? Because neither of our cars. Like,
Kevin's little.
what kind of car do you have, Deuce?
Wait, I'm 6'3". What are you talking about, little?
You're thin.
I
We
forget
can
that.
fold you.
I forget that regularly. When I met you in person, I was like, "What the hell is going on?
I didn't know that.
Why are you so long?"
Life stretches you out, you know.
Deuce is also very tall.
6'2".
I'm
That
not. I'm
messed
really
me
tall.
up too.
I am not.
Samesies. I still don't know how
See
tall
now, if
Calvin
we
is. He
if
could
we
be
go to
lying to
Origins,
us.
then we got to do that Sylvester Stallone thing where you got to like stand on stuff so we look all the same height. It's not. It's gonna be awful.
Mhm. I'll bring the shoeboxes. It's fine. Wiki says cat is a pocket person.
I am
We-
not a pocket person.
Well, just Tom Cruise's shit. It'll be okay.
I
It
don't
is
know, like-
funny. We played. What was that game that we played with the kobolds?
All hail King Torg.
Yeah,
Oh,
that. We
Cobalt
played
Ate
that
My
Cobalt
game
Ate My
and we got a
Baby.
group
That's what it
picture
is.
together,
Mhm.
and it's like Brian, Wiki, Deuce, and then like I'm just like in the middle, and I am like a foot shorter than all of us. And I'm like, this is depressing, and I hate it. Thank you. Hate that. Yes, that. That was such a fun game, Wiki. I'm playing that again next time.
I'm glad we're back. I missed you guys.
Yes, it's been too long.
Wiki says you're perfectly cobalt sized. Cat's making a face.
That is the most unhappy cat I've seen in a while.
All right, moving on.
Moving on up.
No.
So yeah, when are we doing the musical episode?
Oh,
Nope.
Never.
Should
We're not
worry,
moving
you
on to
don't
that
that was
topic.
that was supposed to have happened last season.
A week after never.
Yeah, we waited for you, Kevin.
Yeah,
If
great.
I'm not getting out of it, you're not getting out of it.
Right.
This line's mostly filler.
It's gonna be one of the Ravenloft episodes.
Oh gosh.
Oh, now I'm thinking of the Rocky Horror Picture Strahd.
Oh, damn it. I specifically did not say that. Because it occurred to me. Oh, no, don't say it. Don't say it.
I don't want it though.
Janet.
Mhm.
I wanted. Yeah, anything else we need to chat about? Or if we just want to chat, or do you want to call it an evening?
Hey, I don't think Wiki gets to demand stuff either. I mean, if I don't, then she doesn't get to demand stuff. That seems
We all
fair.
hate you.
I don't know about that.
Oh, that's true.
Jeez.
Wow.
Where Maximus is in.
Oh.
Perfect.
Sir, all I do
All
is
I
demand
do is
stuff.
demand stuff.
Hey, Jupe.
Hey, Jupe.
Hi,
Long time no
Jupe.
see.
Hello.
Pick your favorite musical that Kevin's going to have to sing in.
Yeah, remember that old
Technically, I
saying,
did sing
you
on
get what you
stream.
pay for. So
Thanks to Deuce. So
Welcome.
my part in the musical is done.
Oh. Well, I guess everybody gets one then.
oh,
So my-
oh.
Don't
So my-
call me that. I'm average height.
Has anyone seen the
So-
Great American Trailer Park Musical? I
For
have
the
not,
Middle Ages, maybe.
but I'm here for it.
I live in West Virginia, so every day.
You mean West Redacted?
I'm sorry, West Band, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a real inside
that's a
joke that
little. That's a little bit. I was going to ask about that. That seems a little zealous on the
The filter.
censorship filter. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I had to get them to go around the back end and update it manually.
West Virginia. That's not nice. Okay. So, goal for season 2, part 2. Which cast member do I make sing on or during an episode this time? Could be anybody.
I
Could be Alex.
just recently rewatched the Supergirl Flash musical episode. It was still funny.
I like it. I think it's a good little episode. Doesn't hurt that they have so many Broadway stars on those casts. Yeah, I would do it happily. I guess it would depend on if it violates terms and services on Twitch.
Wait,
It'd
what?
have to be all new songs. That's just the
Mhm.
problem.
Really?
Yep. Because if
Wow.
we did existing songs, we could get copyright claimed.
Origins live show. There we go. Wiki knows what's up. We should do an Origins live show.
What was that face, Kevin?
Kevin's like, I don't like being on the computer doing things for people. I definitely don't want to do it in front of an audience.
Thank you, Andy. I didn't have to say it. You read it.
I
All
did.
over my face. You read
Yep.
that expression.
Didn't need to be a mind reader for that one.
I would be like, I'm sick. I cannot attend. I'm sorry.
I've got jury duty.
I'm gonna be
I've
sick
got
that day.
Oh, you're sick? Get the oil. We're getting the drug.
Get the
Wow.
Turns out your chosen lubricant is Robitussin. Get in.
Jeez.
Help! It's dark. It smells like
Vicks
poutine.
vapor rub.
Oh,
Yeah, Andy, you say that. I don't know. Part of me is wants the next pandemic so I can wear a mask again because I lost my filter under that mask and I did not get it back. Like there's no wondering what thoughts are crossing my mind when people are talking.
Jupe says leave her poutine trunk alone. Is that just a regular Canadian thing?
Yeah.
Apparently so.
We have trunk or treat. They have poutine trunk. Okay, got it.
I like Canada's trunk better.
Calvin, do you guys have Halloween?
Alex.
You know what? To be fair,
Britain
I
doesn't.
thought you guys didn't have hors d'oeuvres for like a couple of seconds
Yeah.
a few weeks ago. So, but yeah, no, we do.
I have been to Toronto on Halloween night. It was the most goth place I have ever been.
Wow.
It was weird.
Nobody
about
expects
the
the
hors
Canadian
d'oeuvres
goths.
thing.
No, nobody expects a whole like 4 or 5 blocks of Canadian goths.
Well, they're by default they never go outside because it's too cold, and so they're all pale and
Oh, so
tragic
they're
anyway.
like 30 Days a Night vampire. Okay.
I wanted Calvin to be
Vampires
like,
look
yeah,
weird
we
in
do,
gloves.
but it's in March.
Trick or treating for St. Patrick's Day. I'm here for it.
Jupe was a Canadian goth kid.
Yeah, October's prime glove wearing weather.
I mean, it's about where the line is. Yeah.
I mean, this was back in the 90s, so it might not be goth anymore, but dear Lord, that was just weird.
That's
The
what's
world
up.
is a dark and dangerous place, eh?
Oh, damn. Oh,
Oh yeah, for sure, don't
we're all
you?
going to hell.
What a Canadian hills. It's
As
okay.
long as there's hors d'oeuvres, then I think we're good.
Holy mother of God.
Oh man.
Well, Wiki, there's a reason we kicked them out. And that's probably it.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Jupe, but I hope we can
Oh.
bring some laughter and joy into your world.
Wiki, does the Canadian vampire stream have to be like what we do in the shadows, just the Canadian version?
There's a Vancouver by night stream.
Now I demand a. Oh yeah, we do like Vancouver by night.
But she just said it has to be like, what we do in the shadows, just Canadian,
Mm-hmm.
Just more polite.
Hear me out.
just more polite.
What we do in the shadows, but make it Letterkenny.
That
Damn.
is what I was thinking.
Yes.
Wow.
Wouldn't that be Vampy Kenny?
Not Vampy Kenny.
I can't.
That's so much denim. Why is everybody wearing jean jackets?
Vampires in the Hall is pretty good.
they're stuck in the 80s. With their stonewashed denim.
A vampire with a Trans Am would be pretty dope, though.
Bad vampire fashion sense was literally how Buffy spotted a vampire in one episode of Buffy.
Is that a denim duster?
Canadian tuxedo.
You're wearing a jean jacket and a cape, my guy.
Denim cape.
I was typing that in.
I mean, generally speaking, I think we do need to get back to wearing capes. Like, that needs to happen, whatever they're made out of.
I do like capes. They're dramatical. They're dramatic. Jupe, we
Just
were.
bullshitting around.
That's sort of what we're
This
doing.
is serious stuff.
We
That's what we do every time.
we were talking. We were.
Alex just bullshit around.
We
Sometimes dice.
A little bit of everything.
yeah. We were talking.
Sometimes there's a plot.
We were talking about what happened in the first half of the season and what's going to happen in the second half. It was sort of a talk back and talk about character concepts for the second half stuff.
And also get us back on here because it's been 2 or 3 months since the 6 of us have been on stream together at the same
Well,
time.
And let's be honest, Alex really
There's
wanted the
7 of
opportunity
us.
to make sure that the torments of our souls are nice and sharp. So he had to
True.
just, update his information.
True.
How many cast members?
7.
If I count, there are 7 of us.
7 cast members.
A Muppet universe.
God.
We'll do it. I'll do it.
Put a lock on it, Alex.
Write a lock on it. Oh, man. Oh, Jude, you're back in school again? What are you studying this time? Graphics at Toronto Film School for a year. Oh, that's exciting.
Nice.
Did we know what the deal was with that mummified body? Is that going to be a thing that comes up later?
Oh,
I
that's
think it was the
absolutely
Oh,
gonna be
I
a thing.
am 100% sure that's going to be a thing that comes up later.
Okay.
Oh yes,
I wasn't sure if there was
absolutely.
something I should know.
That's
Yeah,
a
no,
Guardians.
we-
Space Farron, buddy.
That's a Guardian of Haven's problem.
Yeah, we messed that up.
He's a cool guy. We talked, we chatted, we high-fived. It was great, and then he left.
Never to bother anyone ever again.
Yup. Yup.
He said, "Hey man, I'm stuck here." I went, "I got you." And off he went. Resident went, "What'd you do?" I went,
What are you talking about?
Something helpful.
"I had milk and cookies. Where'd the milk come from? Don't worry about it. Coming upstairs."
There's a character in one of Warden Maximus's games called Gary Felton, Pastor of Muppets. He's a youth pastor.
Wow. Wow.
Faster.
That's-
Pastor of Muppets on phone.
Yeah.
I like Felton as a Muppet name. I don't like Felton as a youth pastor name.
Uh-huh.
No.
Good lord.
Oh.
Mm.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's get away from that topic.
Speaking of horrible priests who I played this year.
Oh, it's a made up name. Okay, I'm just seeing Warden's comment. I'm like, okay, that's a bad. That's unfortunate, but he made it up. Oh God.
Yes, Alex, how did your
That's actually-
performance go? You can tell the
Yeah.
audience how your performance went in Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah, I think it went well. I made Quasimodo's daughter cry in the audience, so I did my job. And afterwards, the bunch of people who were not my friends avoided talking to me. Like the other people who saw the show were like, I don't want to talk to him. He's mean.
You did do very, very good.
I appreciate that.
Probably my favorite show that I've seen you in, and I've seen you in a lot of shows.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite shows I've done. And I'm excited to do something else eventually, but I need a break for a minute.
It's not like your day job is keeping you busy or anything.
Oh yeah, it's real busy. It's I did learn a lot, I think, from Hunchback. My voice feels like it got a lot stronger. And I got the chance to be a villain, which I usually had to be the funny guy, but it was nice not having to be the funny person in the show. Even though when I wasn't the villain, I was the funny guy in the show. I was the king, who was just the best. Yeah, and I'm looking
That's right,
forward
when
to
we play,
Origins.
When we play Freedom League Dark again, you can go right back to being the villain. Great.
Right, you guys have been training me well.
Oh.
It's a Pavlovian response. You guys keep showing up, so I assume I'm doing an okay job.
Pretty sure you already knew how to be a villain before we showed up.
Yeah, probably a little bit. I learned that being a trumpet player in high school.
Oh, we're back. We're back.
I learned that from you, Dad. I learned it from watching you.
I just show up to watch Cat pick on Kevin, so
Wow.
You know, it's a given every week.
It is entertaining.
You know, I'm gonna say something mean. It's just because I missed him so much, you know?
But
Thank you
you
for the
were- you were
raid,
mean
Devil
before I
Toad
left.
DM. We've been raided.
Oh, thanks. We're just being assholes.
To each
other.
Yes, come enjoy the show.
Yeah, hi, welcome. We were doing a talkback from the first half of our Freedom League Dark in the Multiverse of the Master Mage game. We got through everything that happened, and we talked about the new characters that we'll be doing for the second half. And yeah, now we're just sort of chatting. Wiki says, "Too bad they're coming to whatever this is."
Yeah, I did miss the last couple of minutes because I was on a nostalgia trip.
Thank you for the follow, Passive Possum. It's good to see you, Devil Toad DM and Tyrannical Terror. How was your stream? And Jogsaw, what were you guys playing? What were you guys doing? And thank you, Mr. V the Nova, for following.
Tell us how do you feel about a trunk full of poutine, because I still can't get that out of my head.
Devil Toad DM says, "Heck yeah, I saw you guys were playing Eminem, and I was actually just finishing up some writing for a drama series based around our Mutants and Masterminds universe." Heck
Awesome.
yeah!
Amazing.
Hear about it.
Trying to put together a TTRPG alternative to Eminem and D20 Modern called Valiance and Villainy. Awesome.
Chup, I
So,
love your
I
trunk.
know,
I'm never talking
like,
bad about it.
This group were kind of scattered all over the place, and Devil Toad, since you popped in and are talking Mutants Masterminds, like here on the East Coast, I have this perception that you got to go west to find the deep love and respect for Mutants Masterminds. Like the further west you go, the better that seems.
I had a fun interaction in a game store. Speaking of people not knowing what Mutants and Masterminds is, I walked in to the guard tower last week, and I was like,
That's
"Hey,
still around?
yeah, yep. There's
Yes.
a guard tower west and east now." And I said, "Hey, where's your M&M stuff?" And he was like, "That stuff doesn't sell." And I was like, "Oh, I'm the Mutants and Masterminds line developer. Nice to meet you."
Did he shrink visibly at least?
No.
No.
Oh,
He
that's
just-
a shame.
Threw up the middle finger. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
There's a game store out here that I went to, and I asked about something, and I was talking about Fantasy Age and Blue Rose, and he's like, "Oh, we don't carry that gay game here."
Wow.
I turned around and walked out.
Yeah, that's rough.
Sheesh.
Well, why don't you give our new followers just like a recap of what we do on the channel here and what we're doing with Freedom League Dark, Alex?
Yeah.
We can all kind of chime in.
Yeah, definitely. Hi, Certifiably Spooky, and Devil Toad agrees that superheroes are certainly a Western thing, but Call of Cthulhu is bigger in Japan than it is in the U.S.
Yes.
But yeah, we're the Untold Stories Project. We do actual plays for RPGs that don't get the same amount of attention and love as RPGs with dragons and dungeons in them. We specifically here in Freedom League Dark, we do a sort of dark magic superhero story set in Mutants and Masterminds Earth Prime. Our heroes are a collection of people from across Earth Prime who initially banded together to stop the magical apocalypse that was threatening the entire Earth. And now they're trying to hunt down a rogue Doctor Strange analog who is trying to destroy the entire multiverse. So we're having a lot of fun with that. And this is one of 7 or 8 connected shows now, I think. We have Freedom League Dark, Guardians of Haven, which is a space opera, Guardians of the Galaxy style game. We've got the Gemstars, which is a magical girl game. There is Heroes of Tomorrow, which is our Teen Titans sort of next gen game. There are other games. There's Something in the Dark, which is our sort of dark evil game, and then there's City of Destiny, which is our it's a West Coast superhero story. It's a little different vibe because a bunch of the people got powers recently, and we have a giant octopus in that one, which is great.
In a mech suit.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's giant octopus in a mech suit. Do you guys want to talk about who you play and what your deal is?
Certainly. Start with Calvin.
Okay. So since we're talking about Freedom League Dark, I usually play Bowman, the agile archer with the awesome array of arrows.
He's back, baby.
Got it back. Who, yes, is an archer with, I think I've made 16-ish actual arrow powers at this point. Uh, maybe more actually, because I got to count the ones that I picked up when we were in the Marvel universe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our multiverse trip has gone to a lot of places, and I'm very glad that Eminem has brought you years of joy. That makes me very happy.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know how far back you want to talk if you're just talking about channel related stuff, but yeah, I've been around Eminem for a while, including back in college days, and now here I get to play it in front of people, and they get to see my characters make very smart and logical decisions, especially regarding their personal lives.
Yeah.
Is that what we're calling it?
That's what
That's
they think
one
it is in the moment.
One way to put it.
Yeah, Bowman's never had a bad relationship
Ever.
ever. No.
Ever.
Yeah.
We don't have an emoji for that.
Oh, well, not one that's his fault. Well,
I didn't know Canadians were Vulcans, Wiki.
No, we can lie. We just aren't good at it.
Hey,
We don't lie, we lay, eh?
At least that's what everyone thinks, that we're not good at it.
Mm-hmm. That's the real trick, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've lulled us into a false sense of security before you pounce on us from the top rope.
Yeah, no, I get all my evil out through the Guardians of Haven character.
Mm-hmm. Jonesy, who do you play? And Devil Toad, when do you guys stream Eminem? We'd love to come check it out if you let us know. I'd definitely love to come swing by and see what you guys are up to. And Jonesy, who do you play in our game?
I play Mortis, Guardian of the Crossroads, and a unliving dead guy, sort of. Yeah. He's part ghost-ish character, and is literally the master of the underworld and Crossroads, and has a rivalry with Hades and others. So, he's the big spooky one on the team. So, and he's also the one on the team that has the most stable relationship. So, who knew?
I mean, if you're all getting kidnapped by Hades and having to be rescued, like stable, I guess.
He's stable. I didn't say wasn't a victim of kidnapping. That's a wholly different matter. How many times has Tracy been kidnapped?
Hey!
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's who I normally play. Other
You
than
got
that,
turned into an ape. Shut up.
other than that, I am the VTT product manager for Grade Running Publishing, and I do some freelance writing for them on some of the stuff like Blue Rose and Fantasy Age. So
Your character also has the best catchphrase. Does it have a soul?
Does it have
that is a question I get to ask the GM a lot.
It's Morton time? Oh, that's not. Oh, sorry.
It's Morton time. Get out of here.
But yes, I get to ask the GM very regularly, does it have a soul? And
then I have to ask myself a lot of questions
about life, universe, the nature of things. So,
right.
Yes. And then there's Kevin. So I'll turn it over to Kevin.
That guy,
Kevin.
What a jerk.
That guy.
True.
Oh, okay. I'm just here so everyone can, get their scratching out and, vent their frustrations with life. No, I play Overdrive, who's a speedster, who's not OP. Kevin, too.
Says who?
Says me.
Liar.
Oh, man.
Do you get to decide if you're OP?
He's a bit of a clown. Actually, Jonesy and our characters are a latest incarnation. So my first ever stream, like I said, 5 years ago.
Me too. Yep.
Oh, so
at least 5 years ago.
Mortis and Overdrive had the nickname of Spooky and Speedy because that's just what we brought to that team dynamic. And so when Alex started putting together the new superhero team, that just seemed like, and it's funny because we didn't plan it, but like Jonesy was feeling that same like, I miss the old gang. So so we decided sort of together to separately we came together and like let's bring back Overdrive and Mortis. And in the first stream, Centuria was not a player character, and my character sort of ran afoul of her. We tried to break into the Freedom League headquarters for some nonsense or other. I don't remember what it was. And the speedsters, they're hard to hit, but when you do hit them, it tends to not go well. And so was it Jupe? Who drew that card? Who drew the newspaper strip?
Jupe did.
Jupe.
With my character just destroyed in the pavement because Centurion just punched him and
One
took him out
punched
one
you.
hit. Yeah, she one punched me.
Yeah.
And then so there was a little friction there between me and NPC Centuria, and then Kat comes along and is playing Centuria, and of course Alex, the trauma coach, will just feed into that, and so here we are, a different universe entirely, with all that.
I will say that one time that Centuria like stopped your dad from beating your ass was awesome.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah.
She caught his fist at the last minute before you got knocked out. It was real cool.
So here's my proof that Overdrive is not OP, because any other speedster in Alex's universe wipes the floor with me. So obviously I am not that OP.
And they also wiped the floor with Bowman, because there's that
Yeah,
one time
well-
where they literally had Bowman shoot himself.
Oh my
It was
god.
two at once.
That was what's up. That was dope.
Yeah.
Devil Toad DM says they don't stream campaigns because of how deep they are, but instead they're turning our stories into audio drama series that will be available as a bit of a prelude in a world setting for the TTRPG system. That sounds dope.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, I'll pass it on down to Andy to introduce his character.
Yeah, so my character in Freedom League Dark goes by the superhero moniker of Resonant. She is a gem mage from a pocket dimension that basically fell through the portal back into Earth Prime and has been here ever since. She started off as a kind of blastery mage as she made her way through high school, decided that superheroing was not her thing because it didn't solve the smaller problems that were going on, and took a hiatus to kind of find herself and attune to a couple of more magical gemstones. That's where she gets her power. She basically pulls on the energy of gems and unleashes their magic. She's got 6 gems that she's attuned to at this point, and she's kind of the mom of this group. By part and parcel, Andy ends up being the leader, team dad, team mom, depending on what he's playing, depending on what I'm playing. So this is kind of how Resonant kind of came to be, and where she has evolved to in this part of the group. So
Andy just likes that role.
you guys just keep pushing me towards it. It's like, nope, who's going to be the leader of this group? It's going to be Andy. There it is.
Technically, Flynn was the leader.
Technically, Flynn was the leader.
Guardians.
Yeah, and we're going back to Barovia, so Tristan can take a break.
Oh,
It
Matthias
did
is going to step
also-
up.
Hey,
I think all of
It
us
did
in
also
charge
happen
right
in
now.
Lancer, though.
Yes,
It
Um,
happened in
Oh.
Lancer.
But I think that's just because you're the most responsible one there.
In that group, yes. Yes, I was.
I mean, to be fair, I can barely stand being responsible in real life. There's no way I'm going to be responsible in a fantasy exploration. Like, get the hell out of here.
You know what, Wiki? If I'm good at one thing, I'm going to keep being good at one thing. But other people can be good at it too.
I have one job on the ship.
It's stupid, but I'm going to do it.
I will pass it over to Kevin too, also known as Deuce.
Oh, okay. So, hi everybody. I'm playing Gatorman. Gatorman started out as a villain in Emerald City, and in the course of several adventures, we decided we wanted to do the redemption arc. So we pestered Alex for a couple months, and then when I got invited to Freedom League Dark, because just like in Roseanne, when we lost one Kevin, they replaced him with a slightly younger, not quite so well liked Kevin. That would
I
be me.
don't know about all that.
That's not true.
You're more of a Darren than a. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Oh.
damn. For you youngsters, that's a pretty deep cut.
I'm gonna put my jaw back. And yeah, so we brought Gatorman back and his redemption story of Freedom League Dark, who has become the cook, pet of the team, morale officer. He gets to do all the random fun things and just go with the flow and the trauma because it's a gator. It's what he does.
He tried to eat
And
Crucible at least once.
he did. You know, you eat things, you bite things, you roll around.
You know who's not
and his mom
magnetic?
got
Alligators are not
gators.
magnetic. Surprise.
Gators. And his mom is a giant anthropomorphic lobster. You gotta watch the VODs for that one, but Mom Lobster's the best thing in the world.
Also not magnetic.
And also not magnetic. And
I would just think that Gator Man eating Crucible would be kind of like chewing on tinfoil. Just it would hurt your teeth. But
no, he's watched a lot of Gordon Ramsay. You need the tinfoil for the texture, the crunch to it.
Wait.
Because the
Lobsters are
Crucible's the
magnetic?
gooey bit. Oh Lord.
It's
Alex
kind of
is
like
learning
it's
things.
kind of like the lead-based tattoos. I think like that's how it works.
Swear to God, if you try and magnetize my mom for you,
Look, Alex is writing that down. The pen is moving. Here we go.
a lot is happening.
Lobster Mom is getting magnetic powers.
Crucible
He's
wouldn't
gonna put her
kidnap
through an
somebody's
MRI.
mom.
So yeah, there you go. And,
It's more than one way to show a fish.
Oh my god!
Cast iron skillet.
Magnetic lobsters are from prison.
I can't.
up, Kevin.
I can't. I'm done.
This is no longer a redemption arc. It's a scorching earth. All right, I'm signing up with supervillain. And I think Kat hasn't had a chance to tell her story, so go Kat, go.
Okay. I play Centuria, which you may be familiar with from, the books and stuff. But my Centuria came from a universe where all of her friends and loved ones and pretty much everyone on the Earth were killed, and then she walked by herself alone on the Earth with just a action figure of Overdrive, Kevin's character, to keep her company. His name was Davy. Just for 10 years, casual 10 years. And so she came back a little bit crazy and a little bit more violent and rageful than she normally is. And she talked to an action figure just casually, and he talked back to her. That ended up having her husband's soul in it, which is also another version of Overdrive, because I like to make Kevin's life hell. And yeah, there was like a whole big thing in like the Dave-Kate relationship is really tense. And now we're here and it's still tense in a different way. And I'm having a great time. No, and also Davey isn't a doll anymore. He got transformed into my ex-boyfriend's body.
It's great.
So
Because
There's
that
that.
doesn't make things more complicated.
We would definitely be on the CW if this were a show. Like, I mean, come
Oh,
on. This is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
so much the CW.
I like the
No.
Arrowverse, okay?
And not even like the good CW, like the really cheesy,
Oh no, we're Riverdale.
Oh no.
Wow. Or seasons 6 through 10 of Smallville. Oh.
Ooh.
Somebody save me.
season 6
Oh,
through
stop.
15 of Supernatural.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's us. That's what we do. We have a lot of fun. We'll be back with these characters in a couple of weeks. A few weeks? Probably a few weeks,
4.
not a couple.
4.
Minimum
You got
4.
3 Titan cities and a Deadlands.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't have anything else for the evening. Does anybody have anything they want to chat about before we take off?
Nope. All good here.
Yeah. Devil Toad, I
for
hope you come back.
those-
Well, we stream Eminem every Tuesday and Wednesday. 7 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern generally.
The Tuesday
and
night game is
occasional random streams with the Rumble bundle.
Mm-hmm.
yeah the Tuesday night
Good to
game
have
is
Jukebox
something in the
too.
dark, which is a spooky
Horror themed,
Mhm.
New Orleans situated dark heroes.
heroes being
Yeah.
slightly questionable. The word, but yeah. Protagonists. I feel a little bit more accurate.
Protagonists.
Yeah.
Might be slightly more accurate.
I think Larry is a hero. It's
Larry's
Babel
a
that's the
gosh darn
problem.
hero. Babel's a wonderful person.
According to
No.
Babel.
I don't think he's
Not
either of
according
those
to Babel.
things, actually.
So it's fun making characters that are in direct conflict with the rest of the team by making a character who's the spirit of conflict. Just saying. Audience, take notes. Inter-party strife can be good if you do it right.
And you're not a dick.
I'm not doing it right.
Awesome. Yeah, but otherwise, thank you for tuning in. As far as updates around the network, we have a blog post going up tomorrow about what game masters can learn from the Marvel Midnight Suns video game, because I thought there was some very good GM design stuff in that game. I wrote up some thoughts about it. We will have our shows back on Tuesday and Wednesday. And if you are interested, we do have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/Untold Stories Project, where you can go to support us and to sign up to play in Patreon actual plays run by me or one of our other game masters. And if you don't know, we do have a partnership with Norse Foundry, the metal dice company. If you go to their website and enter the code USP Norse, you get 10% off your deal. So, yeah. Everybody go ahead and say goodbye, and we'll get on out of here. I'll start with Calvin.
All right. Well, thanks again, everyone, for stopping by and all the new viewers as well. Hopefully, y'all go and check out all the stuff that is on the YouTube channel, all the VODs of previous streams, and come back next week to check out all the new stuff that's going on too. And while you're on YouTube, because I got to do some promo. While you're on YouTube, if you would like to see more tabletop RPG stuff, you can check out the Win with Dice channel. We have tabletop RPG podcasts and regular gaming streams, pretty much every Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, and the podcast is on Wednesdays. If you're into the Lancer Mech RPG, we cover that a whole lot, including some stuff that's coming up very soon that I will be more open about when it is actually ready to go live. But something cool is happening. And that's all I've got, so pass it over to Jonesy.
Thanks for tuning in, especially all the new folks. Totally gonna plug some Green Lantern stuff real quick. So next week we're Green Lantern is doing a Kickstarter for the Valiant edition of Mutants and Masterminds, which has got some really cool new optional stuff in it, like slightly darker, more edgy, violent ways to handle that kind of stuff in content in an M&M style game. And then later this week, the Cthulhu Awakens Compendium comes out for Roll20 if you are interested in Cthulhu and things like that. So it's definitely cool. We're checking out. I haven't been killing myself for 2 months on it. So, so with that, thanks for tuning in, and I'll kick it over to Kevin.
Everybody, thanks for stopping by. It's been a strange year, not being part of this crew of maniacs, but it's good to be back. We got to finish up our Thanksgiving holiday special before Valentine's Day, and then we'll jump back to Freedom League Dark.
Why you gotta put it like that?
Because I'm a.
Will you be my gobble?
No, like I said. So there's lots of great stuff here. Check out the channel, check out the YouTube for any past adventures you missed. Get caught up and come back here for the big show in a couple weeks. Kicking it over to
Get caught up and get called out.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. To the new followers, thanks for being here. That was awesome. Can't wait to play with these guys next week. I don't really have anything to plug, so I will kick it over to Kevin.
Deuce.
Way
Ugh.
to ticket. Oh,
He needs the subtitle "Electric Boogaloo." That way,
I
everything
read
makes sense.
Kevin off of the bar, and I was like, immediate disgust.
Wow! Wow!
Not because of you, because I never called Deuce Kevin.
not because of you, but because you've ruined the name Kevin for all the children.
That's right. I've ruined it.
Uh, wow. Thank you so much for joining us. So it's appreciated. Come watch, take notes, steal from us liberally, and just as you watch and see as we play, remember that you never want to do it and play a speedster. They're
Oh.
terrible and overpowered. First one of the year, I had to wait 17 days, but it's here. I'm kidding. They're great. They're what everyone should play. They're just so much fun at the table. They go so fast. They're wonderful. So, Andy, try and redeem this for me.
No, there's no redeeming it for you. Sorry. Thank you so
That's
much
right,
for
because you
joining us
can't
tonight.
redeem a speedster.
Dang.
Thank you so much for joining us. We had our Talkback episode tonight to just kind of lay out what we've done in the past year with Freedom League Dark and where the future holds. So, we'll get back into our superhero shenanigans next week with some Titan City stuff, and then back to Freedom League Dark in the month of February, maybe the month of March. Depends on how this next couple of weeks go. So, but we're just gonna keep doing what we do here, and we appreciate the support. Alex,
Keep doing what we do here. Public shame, Alex.
See you for Christmas in July with Alex of the Untold Stories Project.
I don't even know. Who am I? Jupe reminded me that I do have a comic out. Jupe and I created a comic book together. If you're interested, it's called Chaotic Good, and it is a fantasy role-playing game comic book in which a group of heroes go to rescue the mayor's daughter from a group of goblins and find more than they bargained for. It's a ton of fun. It'll be up on Amazon soon, so that's cool. Jupe, please let me know when that link is up, and I will share that everywhere. But yeah, otherwise, thank you again, everybody, for hanging out with us. We hope you have a wonderful evening. Please take some time to play a game for yourself, and just make good choices until we get back. And if you feel like your idea needs to be longer than one episode, there's no shame in that.
Yeah.
There's a little shame in that.
Just don't claim that it's one episode.
If your one shot lasts longer than 4 weeks, please consult your doctor.
Please consult the DMG.
Call more players. All right. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next time.